at the wrong thing.
Oh no.
Oh.
You're doing the wrong thing.
I'm streaming your stream.
Why are you streaming my stream?
Because
Type slash unhost.
there we go. Okay. It's because I have to stream.
Yeah, if you have me on auto host, then it'll show up for me.
No, I have it on auto host for you, but what I meant is like I have it on window capture for the Roll20 page, and for some reason it was seeing the Google page that I had your stream up on as that. So
nice.
Your stream was going through, like I was capturing it and then putting it through again.
Nice. This is not paid or sponsored content. It was an accident. It's just I want to share Henry, and he did too, right? And you
Sure.
also wanted to share Henry.
Henry deserves to be on all of the screens.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I know probably Dan has seen it. The sword, the like extra super ridiculous looking sword.
No.
The elven
sword
that I have. The elven sword that I have.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have not.
Actually, sweet.
Ooh.
Oh, careful.
Someone needs to sharpen it, though.
No.
Yes?
No.
Yes?
Why own a sword if it isn't sharp?
Because this is a display piece.
So why own a sword if it isn't sharp?
I have a couple of other ones, but none of them are sharp because...
If you want to display a sword as it should be sharp.
Except for
there are decorative swords that aren't sharp. They aren't meant to be sharpened, actually.
There's no way you could sharpen this one.
You you
could, but
you want to bet? I was gonna say you could bet to Dan. I know. I've seen him work a grinding wheel with like many people.
Ridiculous.
OSHA wouldn't approve, but I could see him work that grinding wheel.
I'll take it down to ceramic. Even it'll cut you. You won't even feel it.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
I don't really
that looks awesome.
This is a custom sheath for it.
The sheath looks really cool. If you have it, the stream turned up, I didn't see it at first until Kuuretsu posted like pictures of it. It's got super cool like what do you want? I don't know, how do you describe like the leather design work? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's super intricate.
It's not embossed, but it's like engraved. It's almost engraved. It's like laser etched.
I was about to say, is it like dug in there, or is it just like printed on?
It's cut into there.
Yeah, it's a laser process they use for it. It's really cool. Instead of using the old like wet it and stamp it in.
Yeah. I mean, I like that look more actually. The
stamp look.
Yeah, just because it looks less machine made.
Well, that would be lots of hours into it, though.
I know, it would be a lot worse. It would have been a lot more expensive to do that as well.
Oh yeah, but I think it looks great as is. I mean, it fits the sword really
like
good.
They kind of picked a filigree that matched. So let me pull it out for you guys.
Pretty good sounding on the brisket sandwich.
This is very hard.
No, your patch.
I've never eaten there.
It's good. It's a lot on the expensive side, but like
made to be a display sheath and not like a functional one. Because it's really hard to make this into a functional one. So this actually, they matched the filigree a little bit on the actual blade. Sorry, Henry, didn't mean to startle you. I wish I could find a way to hold this properly. But you can see on the handle over here, it's really hard to see. But there's that like stamped part. You can kind of see that there's
Oh yeah, there you go. You can see it.
Yeah. But on the actual blade, there's this in this part. This middle part.
Oh yeah.
To match that.
It definitely looks really close. It's got that same sort of like a burnt look on it.
Yeah. So it's like it's actually very clean, but I like the way this one looks. There's another variant of this blade where they made it out of Damascus, and I'm just like, no, it's already very, like, with the laser etched designs on the blade itself already, like you can kind of see it. It's already kind of very flowery, especially like right here, where it meets the I guess the guard. This would be the equivalent to the guard. But since it has that laser etching here and also the design right here on the actual guard part, it gets really busy looking. Actually, my favorite part is probably the pommel, though. Like, there's no reason for this, but I like the design of that. It's like right here.
You just needed to inject poison.
Clearly.
I was thinking of in case of emergency break glass kind of thing.
Right, or crush someone's temple when you're pulling the sword out of another foe.
Yep, of course. I was just saying that this I like this. This is a custom one, so they actually made it magnetic, so the sheath actually stays on there. Even though it's really hard to do such a thing.
Do you have to treat the leather, or it's like waxed leather?
It's waxed.
Nice.
See, I wish there was a place around me that could actually get a decent sheath made for the swords that I have, because I have some tactical swords and a couple machetes. Most of that stuff's in my bug out bags, and they come with the crappy nylon sheaths that everything has nowadays.
Yeah, the nylon, called molly sheaths.
It's just that they're legitimate swords and they are sharp, and so the crappy stitching that they put into those sheaths gets cut as you put them in and out of the sheath.
Yeah.
You could probably find like local leather workers. Like when I did the blacksmithing thing, we worked with. It's amazing how many like stay-at-home craftsmen there are like all over the place. We always had like different wood people and different leather people, glass people, and stuff that we worked with, and like they just all do it from home. They got little workshops in their garage. It's like, oh, that's pretty badass. The glass blowing lady she had
that's
like
intense.
the setup. Yeah, and I was like, well,
is intense.
How do you do glass blowing in your garage? Don't you need like a crucible for that?
Yeah, you need a crucible, and
God.
She had the setup though.
Concrete too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Other than that sword, that non-functional display piece that I have the short sword from Kingdom Come Deliverance. They're like collector's version. And then I have a sword that I used for E-Idol for a little bit. That one's blunt.
Could also be sharpened.
No, actually it can't.
I mean, it could be.
If you want to reprofile it completely, sure.
Sure.
But I would not suggest it. I would not suggest it.
I mean, you can sharpen a serrated blade if you have the right mechanism.
All right. Let me go show you.
Yeah, you just need the round rods. I mean, it's
either that or a very small stones and a lot of time.
Yeah, well, I have like the rounded stones for serrated blades.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about serrations is that they rarely need sharpened.
Yeah, that's the whole point of them.
Yeah, it's like, well,
they're there to tear shit up.
Yep. Also, your hands.
I mean, if you're grabbing them there.
Yep.
Well, alrighty then. So,
do you have a template which precise boat and everything already we're gonna use, or I don't know if you decided on that yet?
I have a custom one I'm actually currently making. Unfortunately, a lot of the ship templates that are on here are very small.
Here, Dan.
Does it give us rules for anything larger?
Yeah. Let me see here.
Ooh. I mean, that would take some time. There'd be
Because,
lots of dust.
No, this one's actually not. This one's. Sorry, this is not the one that I was talking about. I have another one. It's probably back in Dallas, where this one actually can be sharpened. Where it's like the spine. It would be the same width as the spine, but the spine
like the whole way. Yeah, there's no
the whole
secondary
way
bevel
through.
on it.
Yeah, but this one does. This one does have one. You can see it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh,
this one you can see it. This one you could sharpen, but I would not.
Hit them hard enough, it'll cut them anyway.
Well, yes.
I mean, if you put, no matter what, even if it's like a display piece, if you point the pointy end towards them and shove, it'll go through eventually.
Yes. This one actually does have correct blade geometry with the end. It's actually made so that it's meant to be as close to a real one as possible without being sharp.
The galley?
Mm-hmm.
Draw practice.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Dan?
Yeah, galley.
And everybody else, galley.
The gargantuan boat. That's huge.
Those are
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
huge.
130
crew
by 20.
Yeah, 80 crew, 40 passengers.
What page?
A lot of people heading over.
You can have those numbers. It just depends.
You can have.
Oh, we can only take 150 tons, Dan. We better empty out our bags of holding.
I've been slowly emptying mine anyway.
I know. Shush.
Yep.
But I mean, if you guys want to like read over anything, if there's something that you don't like about these rules, if there's something that you want to bring up or anything like that, this would be the time now to like read them over, glance over. If there's a better thing that you think we could use or a better rule from another one, like I know One Piece has certain things, but I prefer to use the way damage is dealt in this than the way One Piece is done. So
yeah, that's the only thing I'm curious about is like the what really would be different.
I guess in One Piece they use ships as integrity of the whole thing of what one ship is, and also what the crew can do for it. This is based on you can repair it, but this is also based on the materials it's made from, not just the ship. Like the ship alone in One Piece is just it has one AC in a sense. Like the ship is its own character,
right?
Considerably.
Yeah, it levels up on its own.
It levels up on its own
beats.
experience.
Yeah.
I mean, this in a sense, it technically does doesn't like do it like that, but this is based on the materials. So this is how in D&D 5th edition, it's based on how much damage it takes based on the materials it's made of, is based on its AC, how much damage it can take, its threshold. So I know there are other ones though. I know that there are other games out there, other like Spelljammer related games that have that the sailing mechanics. So
I mean, well, to start, are we gonna want to? I mean,
are we looking to?
Are we sailing the ship, or is it going to be like an autonomous, like intelligent, like essentially an intelligent mount? Like the crew is sailing the ship, we're just happen to be riding on it, and that would simplify a lot of it.
That's the question I kind of want to ask you guys. If it's so be it, then do you guys want to be able to take care of your own ship, and like do you guys want to learn how to do this stuff, or would you guys just rather get through the campaign and have me make the story to where you guys just kind of hitch a ride or find your way? Like I just want to, whatever you guys kind of want to do is what I want to like make for you guys.
I do want to experience it, but I feel like doing a lot of it would, for the stream wise, especially bog it down.
Yeah.
But I do want to experience that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like doing a lot of it would get dull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that would mean that a scenario would be, I don't know if you want like story wise, but a scenario would be where part of the crew is incapacitated and we have to pick up the slack for a little bit until they get up.
Like I have several things worked out. It's just depending on what you guys want to do. Like however you guys want to carry about it. I have several different doors to you, like paths in a sense. But it's up to you guys if you want to if you guys want to do your own ship thing and take a ship and like do that. I just want you guys to be able to I want you guys to be allowed to kind of choose your own experience. And this is where it's up to you guys in a sense of what you would like to do. So I have the scenario. I just want to know you. Yeah.
I would like to sail the ship at least a little bit.
Okay, so you want to have some experience with it.
Yep.
What about you, Eric? What do you think?
Yeah, I think a little bit of experience would be fine because I feel like I know like when we were playing like the One Piece campaign, it got like really like bogged down and kind of slowed everything down. The constant like, you know, repairing the ship and then like what things we were adding to the ship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it has like a high potential to like slow it like way down.
Okay. No, that's a very good point.
Are we going in order?
What about you? What about you, Rubik? What do you think?
I mean, it's kind of like a whole nother rule set. I don't know how.
Yes.
Like that's why I was wondering if we're doing it like partly like autonomous as far as like we get into like a ship-to-ship battle if we're just like happen to be on the deck and our ship has stats, their ship has stats, they have like the initial like salvo, and then they, normally they meet and you board each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that kind of thing.
There's a scenario where you guys would basically just be tag-alongs in a sense. You'd be like catching a ride on a ship. You wouldn't be having to worry about the ship, where in itself is be more worried about the battle at hand or what's going on around the ship.
Yeah, because I mean, to use the rule set, like we need you need a first mate, you need a captain, you need a bosun, you need a quartermaster.
A deckhand. You need to have you need to have a lot of different positions, and then your ship has stats, and then you have to make sure materials you can get. I mean, you can literally get down to the sail, what type of sails you use on your ship. That's how detailed you can get.
Yeah, you can even do like the figurehead, and it gives you like stat bonuses and stuff.
That's a very good point too. So just like what you kind of want is just to be kind of like like the boat does its own thing, and it has its kind of own, it runs its own thing, and you guys don't really have to get bogged down with it. Kind of like what they were saying in a sense, but more or less like to a point of combat.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain point, yeah, pretty much like it's a substantial rule set, and like to have like the background to like run the ship, it's not something that like we're gonna do, and like the cost of a ship is immense. Like even if we pooled all our gold, like I don't think we'd have even close to the amount like a decent sized ship costs.
Right.
I know they're super expensive, but
I don't think we would buy a ship.
Right. Well, I mean, we'd end up stealing one and kill everybody on board, probably.
We're not the bad guys, you know.
On this ship,
the pirates attack. The pirates attack. They board us.
Pay to board a ship.
Yeah.
Across the way. Not buy it.
Pirates, because if so, we're taking them out.
Ah, fuck. Do we like pay for? No, we're paid to be bodyguards on the ship. Is that what's happening?
I mean, that we could RP that maybe.
We could just have it be where it's like that's the reason why we have to have a little bit of ceiling in there is that's how we're paying our way.
Either way, Jack's getting an eye patch.
Does he even need to see through his eyes?
Well, I mean,
isn't Jack scared of the sea because it's saltwater?
No, Jack's not scared of anything.
Jack's never experienced the sea, so he gonna be rusty AF.
he's gonna oil.
Jack's only scared of very small cats. Everyone knows this. They're the devil.
Henry, why are you?
Yeah, I hadn't actually like read through this entire thing. I had only skimmed before, but like it gets like there's whole mechanics for like putting out fires on the boat.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not like mechanics to use like in passing really.
So there's layers, and each layer has its own rules too.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yes.
I'm just like skipping through this thing and trying to be like,
Just make the ship sentient. No.
But yeah, I think I'd be game for trying to, hire a crew or maybe, be bodyguards on a ship to.
So basically, you guys don't want to do your own ship thing. You want to just kind of keep going with the story and let the ship thing do its own thing.
I'm gonna say yes
for the most part, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we wouldn't get enough mileage out of the mechanics if we take the time to learn them all.
Okay.
I don't feel like we'd get enough mileage out of them
I'm
Okay.
kind of the
Unless
same
we're
way
gonna
with that.
plan to go elsewhere on a ship, and it's like a repeated thing.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll have to like go out of our way, be like, no, I definitely want to take a ship there. I know we can fly, but I really want to take a ship there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just down the street, like 10 feet. Let's take a ship.
Let's get in the rowboat.
All right, guys.
Fire it up.
Ugh.
I learned
I
these
think-
mechanics for a reason, damn it.
I think that might be something that's better. Like, say we're on like a huge ship and we're trying to get to an island, then we just take like a smaller ship. Like, that's where I feel like we could get the most out of like RPing on a ship. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Frosty, don't. Why do you do this?
Stop spoiling my plans.
I was gonna put wheels on it.
Oh god. I'm
Well,
just
you have
trying
to have
to,
some way to get the rockets to make it go forward.
We clearly need to get Grim on board and have him just turn it into another wagon. This is
yes,
truly
yeah.
the largest wagon.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
what is this I'm reading?
Look,
Round Stump.
we
I
never
need to warn you. If you give your players a ship, they will try to make.
Look, hey, we just wait for the Pegasus to come back, and then we hook him up.
No, I could see that happening now. You are correct. So, yeah, I think we'll just stick with that then. That's pretty decided.
I mean, we could skip the ships altogether if Farron wants to do something. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I don't understand. Did you say find a Tinkerbell and just enslave it to make the ship fly?
Totally, yeah, exactly. You got to use it at some point, Dan.
I don't. No metagaming in this channel.
I don't know what's going on.
That's good.
I'm purposely not saying what it is, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Any Fey
No, we don't
warlocks?
have any Fey warlocks. We don't have any warlocks at this point.
That's not true.
We did. Sorthal was a warlock, but he's gone.
I said at this point.
Yeah, we did. We used to. Like, he was an actual PC at least, so.
Yeah, no. Like, he was a warlock. And so
Well,
was,
we had two.
Yeah, you had two. You had warlock and warlocking
Yeah,
coin.
when Eric's brother first played.
Eric was a warlock too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we had 3.
Roguelock.
I mean, maybe Scritch can just have his little tiny angel friends, fly the ship around.
Summon the power of Skirt.
Make my ship fly!
If Moop was here, we'd hear about how the orc walk. They just believe in it and it would fly. The conjoin.
Okay, anyway. So I think it's
yeah.
been decided
different
for
lore.
now, at least, that we will get a semi-autonomous ship that may or may not need for us to step in at some point.
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
do a
We'll see
little
how
bit
it
of
goes. I mean,
but-
that's entirely up to you guys. Unfortunately, I leave that to your demise, which is fun for me. I enjoy watching it, but yeah, we'll see how you guys handle that. It's like handing you guys an egg and telling you not to break it for an hour.
That's difficult, at least with our group, especially Rubik.
A whole hour? Come on.
And you have to let Scritch hold it for
Just
5
an
minutes.
hour.
And you have to let Scritch hold it for at least 5 minutes.
Oh.
Everybody in the group has to
God.
participate.
He'll have eaten it within like 2 seconds.
Yes. Where's the egg? That's a rock, Scritch.
No, you hand him the egg and tell him to keep it safe. He's like, alright, I'll be safe in my belly.
He's decided that he's going to stay right there now. Okay.
It's a rock with the word egg written on it.
That's how we get him to participate. We hand him that.
It's
We tell
spelled
him
wrong.
it's an egg.
Yep. Always.
Well,
eat the egg.
I guess then we could get started if you guys are ready to get going. We can kind of get as far as we can with Jay not being here as well.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's a little bit sad.
I will
No Scritch.
return shortly. Before we begin,
Okay. Yeah, if everybody wants to take like 5 or a couple minutes really quick to get ready, and then we'll get right into the discussion.
Touch the dog.
Yeah, give Henry some lovin's for about 5 minutes straight.
I mean, I spent 45 minutes just petting him on stream at one point, so.
Perfect. Right, what's 5 more?
That's exactly what Stream wanted.
I mean, that was what stream wanted.
That's why you got the fan base.
Stream get with Stream want?
Henry. Well, he's decided that he's not going to be on top of the table today. He's going to be under the table.
Right.
So it's
I
fine.
want to be a bush dweller.
I lay where I want to lay.
I lay where I wish.
Does that mean
Well, I
he's
am
not
I
human
go
and
where I
I
want.
control the household.
It is not the human that controls me. I control the human.
Isn't that right, Poppers?
Wait,
Yes, it is right.
so that means he's not a tabletop, right? He's a table bottom.
Correct.
Is he an under table? I think he's an under table.
Ooh.
The Undertale.
Good one.
I know, he just sounds like a wrestler.
The under table.
Table.
Okay, I be quiet now.
That's fine.
Thank you, good sir. I did like your words of encouragement, I guess you can call them.
Your contribution to the memes.
Yes.
Let the memes flow.
Do 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 do.
There we go.
No, an avalanche.
Nah.
He's okay with it.
I can never get any of my pets to stay like that. They always freak out and run as soon as I try that.
Oh no,
An
he
avalanche
did it to
is always
himself.
nice.
He likes
Look.
he likes being wrapped up. I was saying that it's really weird wearing jeans today and actual shoes. It's
Why
very
is-
strange.
Why is that weird?
Because I haven't worn anything outside of shorts and like sandals for the past month and a half. Because I've just been home. I haven't gone out for anything.
Well, what are you doing wearing pants now? You're breaking the streak.
I'm
There's
wearing
toss
pants
rules.
because I needed to do laundry.
You needed to do pants-related things. I get it.
Also, some people have lots of channel points.
Wait, what?
Channel points.
What about it?
What
You
I
should probably wear pants if someone decides to spend channel points.
Why would that be a thing that people? You can make me change into pants.
No.
What?
No.
I mean, you should. If you're doing exercises, you should probably have pants on because sometimes you're captured in the Henry cam in the background.
Oh, that's one of the advantages of streaming without a camera is I can wear whatever I want.
I mean, hopefully you're wearing clothes.
Now, I'm also wearing jeans and a shirt because I went out with my family for Mother's Day.
He's got no camera. We really don't know.
That's true.
It's all a lie.
I do know of some people that stream in their underwear. Like, they don't wear pants when they're streaming. And it's just like, I'm glad you never have
Why?
to stand up. Aww. Don't ask me.
Why don't other people wear pants, Retsu?
I don't know. Can I
Can I
get a
get a-
not naked check from everyone in Discord? Thanks.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Henry's naked, guys.
I'll let your imagination.
But I am in the
rile
same room,
bro.
so I am definitely naked.
Oh, hey, someone want to tell Ashley to expect a package on the 15th?
Okay. Ashley! Ah, she didn't hear me.
No.
Henry's naked
Rip.
because he doesn't
I
have
tried.
his collar on.
I didn't want to yell too loud. I'll tell her later.
Yeah, he's covered in a blanket. He's not naked.
That doesn't mean that you're not naked.
So when you
You're
come out
not
of
wearing boots, are you?
so when you come out of the shower and you put a towel on, you're still naked.
Yes, basically.
You're always naked underneath your clothing.
You're wearing a towel.
Can you wear a blanket?
Or is the
Yes.
towel wearing you?
Shit. If if you get yelled at, Wanda?
I have a particular blanket that's like very like it's a little bit bigger and it's brown, and I can actually wrap it around myself and look like a Jedi.
Okay, Frosty's shouting toga, but I mean, the original intent of the toga was to wear it.
I mean,
outside.
when in Rome,
you don't wear
am I right?
You don't wear a blanket outside.
Well, if it's warm enough.
Do you?
You don't know what I do outside of here.
Oh, that's fair. I don't. Does society believe that you are clothed when you are wearing a blanket?
I mean, I get stares, but not a lot of yells.
Do you get a lot of mothers just like telling their children, "Don't look that way"?
Well, I guess I don't hear it at that point.
That's true.
No, mothers tell
A lot
them
of mothers
to.
covering their eyes of the children.
It is too warm, by the way, for me to be wearing pants.
No, see that's the difference. It's we have a cold freeze snap around me, so it's like I have the heater going right now.
It is.
Yeah, we froze last night. We had snow a couple of nights in a row.
Yeah, I had to cover up the garden because we planted the vegetable garden the day before we had a freeze snap.
Like an hour or two south of here, at about 3 inches of snow.
Ooh, you got a lot.
Yeah.
We only got a little rain over by me.
Been like 80 to 100 around here.
I remember snow.
I don't.
You want some? I mean, we don't have any right now, but you can definitely have some next time it comes.
I remember living
I
in a
went to a
place where the wind
school.
hurts
I
your
went to a
face.
school where people they imported snow so that people could have a snowball fight. Like,
What?
Why did they do that? I don't know, but they did it.
Rich people's school.
Okay, so
I
they
did go to
do
a rich
realize that
people's school.
snow is literally just ice, so you can just like shave ice into snow.
Yeah, sorry, they shipped it to us. Like they shipped snow, like either artificial snow or like actual.
I don't think you
I
can
don't
like.
know.
Can you pack up artificial? I've never seen artificial snow.
Yes.
Spoiler,
Yeah,
it was all
they-
yellow.
They do it on the ski slopes all the time.
That face when water balloons don't exist. Frosty, you went to the same school. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, you should have just froze water balloons and then threw them at each other.
Oh God.
Snow's just ice, right? I mean,
I have a scar on my
Can't go
finger
wrong.
from a frozen paintball.
Oh,
Yeah, who cares if this one's just
Jesus
non-compressible?
They were shaved ice blocks. That makes sense, but still, like, why would you do that? Why is our school so bad at managing money? Or are they
I think
really good
importing
at
snow is a
it?
great use of money.
Am I the only person who filled water bottles with dry ice and just a little bit of water and then like threw them
blew
around?
them up. Yeah. That's how you set off car alarms in a dealership parking lot and piss off the owner real bad because it sets off all the alarms.
I've been doing
That's when you
informed
find
minority.
That's when you find your school bully's home address and you put it in his mailbox. It
I've been
rips
duly
apart their
informed of
mailbox.
Divinity. You can make water balloons by combining water and intestines in Divinity.
What?
Apparently, they make water balloons.
That checks out.
It makes sense, but
I mean, yes, it makes
why?
sense. I don't know.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's well,
It's just watery sausage.
is it?
the wateriest sausage ever.
Is it? Well, actually, I don't know if there's a specific like bladder one.
You just want to use the organs when they're fresh. Just a heads up.
I get mine off of at least, they gotta be at least a month old, past due.
Actually,
Then you're
if you get
What does it have to do for organs?
if you're actually making sausage, you can get salted intestines and stuff like that, and when you're rehydrated, they'll be just as elastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I mean, the only thing I know of using in like the innards of something outside of for food is like the strings on a violin and stuff that used to be made from catgut, and also goat.
I mean, sinew's used for bowstring for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Right, but the actual like, yeah. Anyway,
Right, are you guys ready?
Meanwhile,
Caleb
on the
have eaten
ship.
intestine sausage and not known it before.
No, we're not on the ship. We're separated.
I'm on a ship. You guys aren't.
Yeah, she's fucking
we
a
on
lonely
a
island
boat?
over here.
Oh God.
Rask
Okay,
is on the pirate ship. That's how we get a vote.
Rasky's on
Yeah,
the boat.
just take over the boat, Retsu. You big enough.
Fuck. Rask doesn't like being on a boat. He's confused. Okay. You're asking for a lot.
You need to tag Retsu in the channel points thing.
I got it. I saw it.
Okay. Did Henry notice?
Wait, there's two
I
of
see
them?
Treat. Oh, double high five.
Okay.
High five.
Three of them.
Oh my God.
They don't-
Oh yeah, three.
These
Three
things
of
don't
them.
stack though.
They do.
Oh, do they?
Kind of. I don't know how you're gonna get 3 out of him, but
Henry Radar Ears is ready.
yes, he knows. Can you see his tail going?
I thought that was you for a sec.
No, that was his tail.
Oh.
Henry's excitement will not be stifled by a simple blanket.
Good boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Right. Take.
Get it on right.
High
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're getting feisty.
He says, "This is like old times when channel points weren't a thing."
I just spent 30,000. I don't even know what they do, but I just got some doggo high fives and I'm happy. Let's get this started.
When Bang Treat used to get treats.
Double high five. It's very hard to do it because he's like up on his hands. There you go.
Henry.
All right, there we go.
Music is restarting. I don't know if you wanted it to or not. Okay.
No, I just wasn't sure. I just want to make sure.
It's good.
Now that we got everybody, all right. We got Eric. Are you here? Are you back?
Sure I am.
All right, just want to make sure.
Show him.
Okay, I do have my character sheet up.
So last time, we'll go over intros with everybody first. Starting at the top, we'll go over with Carnes.
I am Carnes in Discord, Lord Kira of everywhere else. I do the archive and I stream myself just a little bit to get rid of the quarantine boredom. Another point, I am hoping to start learning Blender to do some 3D animation stuff. It's probably going to be a long time before I actually get anything worthwhile, but I visualize a lot of stuff that we do and I'd love to share my images, so eventually I'm hoping to start doing stuff for the group in regards to that.
Oh yeah.
I play Bashir, the Kobold Ranger, known as the Bush to many, and I think that's about it.
Next we have Rubik next.
Oh, that's me. I'm next.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I am Farum in games and things, and Rubik in this particular game. I'm a dwarf. I'm a barbarian. I also do other things, like paladin things.
Like throw people into lava things.
Yeah,
Paladin things.
I take the demons and send them back where they came from. And yeah, I'm just a boring person right now. So that's pretty much me. This is the most exciting thing I do most of the time. And that's me. Next.
Thank you, Rubik. Next, we have Kuuretsu.
I'm Kuuretsu, and Kuuretsu everywhere else as well, I think. Except for in real life. Wait, no, some people call me Kuuretsu in real life too. Shit. I don't have anything new for the stream at the moment. I do web dev stuff, so I've been looking into making new extensions and stuff, like the shoutout command that I did for other people. Yeah, I play Rask. the 6'4" lizard guy who's apparently gonna play babysitter for a little bit.
Oh, that's right. The animals went with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the animal group me.
Masuma's quite needy.
It's okay. I can actually speak to her, unlike you.
Grass
Hey,
might get
Does she
hungry.
speak
I wanna hear
Draconic?
it.
Yeah, I do.
No, the Masumi.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the
The turtle
does.
speaks?
It's a dragon turtle.
It's a dragon turtle.
Dragon turtle.
Oh.
It's no ordinary turtle, young kobold.
No.
No,
Dragon
next
turtle
we
soup.
have, thank you, Kuuretsu, for that. Next we have Phoenix Aries.
Hi, I play Jack. He's a Ward Forge paladin, and he praises Skirt along with Scritch. He's often carrying Scritch on his shoulder. A lot to do with Scritch. Yeah. Basically, like Scritch's hype man. Slash
Scritch
bodyguard.
yeah.
So it's rough when Scritch isn't here, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how you do on your own, Mr. Jack. Next and last but not least, we have Runark.
Hi, I am Runark in Discord, and I am Ivan Lionheart in the campaign. I am a human alchemist artificer. Like to concoct random elemental bombs and other alchemical goodies to use for in battle and outside of battle, and like to support my teammates. Roughly it.
All right. Thank you for that, Runark, and thank you for that, Jack. So we will go over initiative now, if everybody wants to roll for that, and kind of go over what happened last time.
I don't remember what happened last time, so I will abstain. I also forgot to take notes.
I should check my notes also quickly.
I don't think I took notes last time either, but oh well. Oh.
Perfect. That's a Rubik roll.
What does that mean?
Bad. Low dex.
You have a +2, so you know more than Jack has.
I mean, I've got a +5 and I got the same roll.
Well, don't come after Jack just because he doesn't.
That's
He has a proficient dex.
All right, Ivan. What happened last time?
Well, we picked up right where I think we were still right outside. Rask was still talking with the centaurs, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, we wanted to buy the humans enough time to get away from here, so we ended up giving them 2 days to leave before the centaurs would basically come back and check and probably kill anybody who hasn't left at that point. So we send them away, and then somebody tells Bashir that there were kobolds with them, that they were red and they maybe had a marking, but we really couldn't see. So he basically drops everything that he's doing and he rushes after them.
Yeah, books it down the hill.
Mm-hmm. Only to find out that they're just kind of assholes. They treated him very poorly.
Yeah.
He was just trying to find out some information, and they just weren't having it. I forget exactly how the conversation went, but Bashir was very off-put by them. He comes back pretty defeated. We talk with the overseer, who is basically he's on the verge of death, right? That's him, yeah. He's on the verge of death, and he says he has the means to take us to the port that we need to get to be able to go to our destination. But that's kind of going to be the last of his power, and after he does that, he's going to fade.
Yeah.
But he wants to do it as the kind of the last good thing he does before he passes on. and he's going to teleport everybody else to Warnheim.
Back to their city.
Yeah.
Why did he want to help you guys in particular, though?
Was it because he saw us save the children before ourselves? Is that like
your leader?
Final?
Yeah, your leader chose the children over your own his own men.
Yes.
So he saw it as a valiant effort and wished for his last power to be given to people who were worthy of it.
Yep. So we kind of took care of a couple of loose ends. We were down in the infirmary, and I kind of maybe injured somebody who was in recovery. It was an accident. Rolled a 1, kind of slipped on him, maybe broke a rib accidentally. I had to stress accidentally.
Stress accident. You said that like 5 times.
Yeah, so I got yelled at.
Okay.
The master healer who was there, she gave me basically like an ointment for burns.
Yep.
But then she took it back, and then she gave it back to me, and
she felt bad.
We're not on the best of terms, but we helped them. Well, not me, but everybody else helped get the injured people into the wagon. And then after that, the overseer decided that we were ready. The overseer teleported us. Rask with the utmost accuracy, or I think so. I don't know. He teleported us, and then I remember Rask got a natural 20 for that roll, and then everybody else, and I believe we're kind of split up at this point. We're at this port that we're seeing in the background.
I don't think anybody got the same roll, so I think we're all in different areas.
Most of you are. Most of you are. But yes, well done. Is there anything else anybody would like to add to that?
Yes.
You go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say that Rask was given a necklace, the Hylios necklace, by the leader.
Hylios. Yep.
I don't think we ever actually got the leader's name.
No, he never gave it to you. But he did ask for your name.
Yeah, so he knows me. I don't know him. Great.
Yep, but he gave you he basically gave you the leaders or a chief's medallion of their clan to show respect for the peace that you brought to them.
And Rask gave the bow back to the captive centaur that left with them.
Yes, that was also a pretty big moment for him.
Yeah.
Rubik?
So rather than kill the giant, I healed him 2 sessions ago, and then last session, he decided to finally get his ass off the ground, and I awaited his, I don't know, his getting up, and kind of I didn't really block his path because he could kind of just walk around me, but he noticed I was there, and we had a quick conversation, and he said, I'm strong and that I'm scary, and Rubik agreed in the affirmative, and and then
these words.
He was gifted a skull from the Great Club.
Yep.
And then I basically said, I stopped you from like dying essentially, and for this you go back, you find the red man and you crush him. And I didn't really get a response. I just kind of got the skull, and then the giant decided to go home.
I think he got a response. You mentioned the red man. I think he freaked out, like, oh yeah, I want to kill him already.
Well, yeah, he said he doesn't like him, and we knew that from before, that nobody liked him, and that the dude has like a floating sword.
Oh, okay.
He's the red man. I told the Cyclops to kill him, and
he hates that. He hates the man with the red man with the floating sword.
Yeah, and so I told him, I saved your life. You go back, you crush him. So I probably just sent him to his death anyway. I gave him an extra 10 hit points.
There you go. That'll help.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I mean, he's it's fine.
He's trying.
Anyway, and also Scritch is a living bomb now. So
yes,
oh,
that's right.
Well, at least that's what we assume. We weren't told any specifics.
Well, we
Yeah.
were. We were told like a bad magical reaction would happen if he got blood on his hands from the eighth because he touched the Aether Scroll and it bonded with him.
It doesn't necessarily mean explosive. I mean, he could turn into a 9th level demon or something like that. It's just a bad reaction.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
well,
just
The Grand Seer's words were a catastrophic event.
Yeah.
And that sounded pretty lighthearted when he said it. So
He was dying.
right.
Right, he didn't give a shit at that point. He wasn't going to be here.
He's like, I would study it more, but I'm not going to be here in the next 5 minutes, so good luck, guys. Sorry, this is as much as I know about it.
so who's that?
We decided to give Scritch a vial of blood and yeet him into the boss's chambers and tell him to squeeze it.
Anyway.
Free son of blood, here you go, bud. Just throw him in there with a straw.
Yeah, just break this in case of emergency. Oh look,
It's an
Always an emergency.
Yeah.
you're dying
So-
anyway.
I just
So,
imagine.
yeah.
You said that, I just imagine Scritch, like, shoved into a glass box on the wall.
But anyway, so it was the Aether Scroll he touched, and that there is people already looking to collect these. There's several of these artifacts that are of magical power that are like pre this age, I guess. That they're like ancient compared to like today's standards. So like they're not fully understood, and that they were being studied, and like, you know, wizards with their greedy power are trying to understand them when they probably should just like get rid of them.
Oh yeah.
But
There's
it's fine.
also-
A catastrophic event, you know. No big deal.
There's also the whole thing about you sending Cloud Jumper the Pegasus off with the message to Lord Vulcan.
Mhm.
Yep. That was a pretty big point, too.
I didn't remember anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
I didn't remember
problem.
anything until
No, you got a lot of those good.
I remember it happening. I just can't. I didn't write it down. I didn't like. Couldn't think of it on the spot.
It's okay. It's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever you guys can remember. But it's why it's nice to open up to the group to see what you guys can all collectively remember, and it helps you guys jog their memories and get you back into the
Right. I mean,
story, so.
I write notes now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent Cloud Jumper off with a message to Lord Vulcan to basically request if like he wants us to deviate from our task, considering that it's essentially like multiple towns have been like lost and burnt along like the northern border of like that empire, and that, you know, fort got overrun, and that if we want to divert, like, is the party of bone collectors worth it when like that's lost at sea compared to like trying to save like the innocents on the battlefield when we're like already there. But we didn't really have a choice to like get out besides the teleport, so we kind of like got yeeted out anyway. But eventually the Pegasus will find us and give us hopefully a response from Lord Vulcan, and then we'll kind of know if we should continue on our path, which we're just doing anyway, or if he wants to divert us at some points and have us head back towards the essentially what Rubik assumes is going to be like just a war front, like just a battlefield along the whole border. The amount of troops and stuff we saw, and like their overwhelming numbers, and the fact that like whole towns were being destroyed and no word was being sent. Battalions of troops were just like, oh, we lost them. They're just missing.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's fine. There's a 40-foot giant outside our door. You know, no big deal. But
we're good.
It didn't sit right with Rubik.
Yeah, it definitely won't escalate. You know, they'll only burn a couple villages and decimate the whole population and take this fort. They definitely will stop there. Like, it definitely won't keep going.
Hey, it's just a fort. It's no threat to the capital at all.
Definitely won't continue to raise demons and like send them.
Of course not.
Well, thank you guys for throwing in all that extra information, making sure that everything was caught up. It was a good initiative there. We got everybody caught up. So then when you guys were teleported, yep.
I have 2 tiny notes. I don't know. NPC guy left with Grim. We convinced him to basically be Grim's bodyguard. And Rask left the injured warg that started the whole thing with the
doctor.
Medical officer. I can't remember her name.
The head apothecary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so
Two
yeah,
tiny points.
Yeah, no, those are also good points. Those are valid, and it's worthy note of experience for you. So thank you. So yeah, those were definitely some good key points. So you guys are now still scattered. The last thing that we left off with was Rask on the boat because the natural 20. Rask is also with his amberjack and Ivan's dragon turtle. And the rest of you are in different locations, but we will actually start off first with Rask, since the natural 20. I'm going to continue off with that, and then we will go over to Ivan, since Ivan got the initiative for tonight. So Rask, as I said before, you are on a ship. You can tell you're below ship and it's moving. You can tell you're on a boat at least. You're not on normal land, and you can see that there's sunlight coming through the tops of the supply cargo holds.
Is the amberjack on, like, is Masuma on top of me, or like do I see them nearby?
Yeah, you see that they are, or yeah, the amberjack's in your arms, and Masuma's right below your feet. You can actually see her kind of like starting to walk forward and like trying to navigate her way around this dark ship.
Rask is gonna kind of sit up and like, wait, where? Huh? So do I hear anyone else around me?
Yeah, you actually hear like voices of people. You hear it almost sounds like there is other people talking around you, kind of like you can definitely tell that there's a lot going on, more voices. There are people and things going on. It's about noon, high noon. The sunlight's actually piercing right onto your, like, right over into your eyes as you kind of look up and through the cargo hold. So it's almost blinding, and it's tough to see where you are or anything outside of the ship.
But I don't hear any of the other people around, like my party.
Correct. Yeah, you don't hear any familiar voices.
So Rask is gonna look around for a way onto the deck. Just topside.
All right. So do you want to leave Masuma down there, or do you just want to try to grab her?
I'll just grab her.
Okay.
I can sit on my shoulder.
Okay. You actually you lean down and you can actually hear Masuma kind of crying, and she's whining.
What do you want? Little one?
As you hear kind of complaining.
What do you want, little one?
Hungry, warmth, and you basically see the turtle instantly start crawling towards you as she hears a familiar voice that sounds friendly. Mother!
Okay. Rask is gonna pick her up and
roll animal handling for me.
Goodness. Alright. She can bite me.
Nothing could go wrong.
Absolutely nothing.
Nice.
25.
You know exactly where to pick up this dragon turtle, as you've kind of you know how to handle other, like, being a reptile yourself, you kind of know how to be handled in a sense. And you gently pick up Masuma, and you instantly see that her arms and legs stick inside of her shell, and just her head's kind of peeking out as she seems to be trying to regain her stamina and regain some warmth, as she's very cold. In Draconic, all she says is thank you, as she begins to just kind of hibernate and try to go to sleep.
Rask is going to actually fish out his, like, bedroll blanket.
Okay. Okay, you do that. It's almost like you kind of wrap up a little baby now.
God, do I turn it into like a front pouch thing?
Give it baby Orin.
Yeah. Sure, he'll do that, and then.
All right, makes it easier.
Yeah, just so he frees up his hands. But does he see the
amberjack kind of whines a little? Your amberjack kind of whines a little bit. As you can see, the amberjack's concerned for the dragon turtle, and also of where you guys are. As you're doing that, you actually hear footsteps above you as the boards creak. So I told him, if he ain't gonna eat it, then he can just shove it. And you hear the guys kind of laughing as they're walking above you. You can actually hear some water spill down from above, like onto your head, and like you duck back underneath the deck a little bit from where the porthole is, or where the cargo hold is.
This doesn't sound like anywhere I know. But Rask is not too steady on his feet because of the rocking of the boat.
Yeah.
So like use the sides and make his way towards the top.
Okay. You start walking, and eventually you are actually, as you kind of walk down the hall, you see that there are two people walking down past you. Do you want to walk out in front of them and be known, or do you want to try to hide?
I'm gonna hide.
All right, roll me a move silently, please.
So stealth?
Or stealth. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know why I said move silently.
Because we're playing 3-5.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
A raid. Wow. With a terrible roll to accompany that, it's an 8.
Oh.
Oh man. Did they do worse than me?
Yeah, they did actually.
Oh god.
You see that they're walking past as they're about to turn down the hallway. You actually see the one guy, he kind of like grabs his shirt and says, "Not there, you idiot! I told you we have to get down to the brig. The captain's orders." Is he? Oh, sorry, sir. They keep walking past as if they were going to turn right into you. So a very close call. You kind of see that the guy almost ran right into you, but he was grabbed by the other soldier there that was going down the deck, and they converted to a different path. After that happens, do you want to try to peek? You want to do a perception check to see if the coast is clear, or do you want to try to just book it out there and find the first way up?
Perception check.
All right, roll me a perception.
Sir. Also, we have a raid from Janide Gaming.
Oh,
hello
everybody. Howdy, everybody. Thank you for coming in and joining us.
Yes, you're coming from Danganronpa to D&D.
It's the same thing.
So, it's practically the same thing, right? Let me remember where the buttons are. 13.
13. All right. You peek around the corner, both corners, I should say. Mm-hmm. And when you do, you see that the coast seems pretty clear. The only thing that you could tell is down the hall to your right. It seems to be where they eat, or where their kitchen is. As you can see, the door is a swinging door. And ever so often you can hear loud voices. You can even hear an accordion playing and people shouting, and it just sounds very rambunctious in that part of the ship. And as you look, you also notice that there is a staircase, a very thin and narrow spiral staircase that leads up to a part of the next layer of the ship. That's to your right as well.
Okay. And then to the left is where the guys disappeared on their way to the
Yes. Yeah, they went all the way. They just kept going straight down the hallway to the left, which seems to be a long narrow hall with a couple doors here and there scattered, and a hard right turn, as you can see that the hallway turns into another area of the ship.
Raska's gonna follow them, actually.
Okay. All right, you want to follow them?
Yes, please.
All right. So, do you want to be quiet about it, or do you just want to kind of go about it trying to act normal?
I'm gonna act normal.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna try to act like one of them. So you're just gonna start walking casually. You're gonna continue to walk, and we will actually jump over to the next person while you're walking casually down the ship of where you're not really too sure of.
Yep.
With a baby dragon turtle and a little amberjack.
Yeah.
Next we have Ivan. Ivan, you are waking up and you actually see that you are being poked. What? Is he still alive? Is he still alive? Oh, yeah, he's breathing. He's yawning.
What are you doing? I'm gonna kind of like stretch.
You notice that there's very bright light, and you can hear seagulls kind of calling off the distance as they're flying over above, and you see that there's a couple sailors in front of you. One of them poking you with a stick, and you're actually you don't see Masuma anywhere.
Masuma, I'm gonna kind of like. I'll spin around, get down to my knees, and kind of like look around. I'll do a perception check to look around real quick.
Okay.
16.
16? You look around, you don't notice any sign of Masuma whatsoever. You see that there are quite a few people standing around you, and they look to be mostly humans and halflings. And the one human says, "Settle down, lad. Settle down. What seems to be the problem? You just kind of missing a friend. Well, it's a turtle. Well, okay, now I think you hit your head on something hard here. There are a lot of turtles around here, but you just kind of came out of nowhere, son. You just fell into our fish pile here, and we already called the warden. He'll be here soon to take a report, and he'll help you out with whatever you need. Just remain calm here, all right? If he moves, you shoot him. If you have any problems, just hang on, okay?
I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna stand up.
The halfling you see a halfling behind him trembling with a crossbow, and he just kind of points it at you. Let's not get too hasty. You just stay put. We called for the warden now. You caused the ruckus is all. We need to make sure we report this. I'm Elijah. I'm part of Capital's fishing crew here.
I'm Ivan Lionheart with the Bone Collectors.
You say Lionheart?
Yes.
From Lyon?
Aye.
You've come far, my friend. He's from Lyon, everyone. Everyone just kind of whispers, Lyon, he's from Lyon.
How far away are we from Lyon now?
Months, my friend. This is actually the furthest human settlement you'll ever reach to the far north. Past here is just the Great Sea. There's nothing left but desert.
So how far would we have traveled from where we were before we teleported?
From
if I know
Port Kuuretsu?
Yeah, like if I know a general layout of a map.
Oh, probably about like 2 months of travel.
So he took us quite a distance.
Oh yeah. Like environments, like you guys would have had to go through quite a bit of distance in other environments, other terrains. It would have taken some time.
Anybody have some water?
He's
dying of thirst.
The halfling reaches for his water skin. The human slowly. Hold on, mate. Here you go. Now, you say your name is Ivan Lionheart. Well, what brings you all the way out here, flying out from the sky, if you supposedly say that?
I take the water skin he's offering, but I don't drink it quite yet.
Okay.
I'm part of the Bone Collectors Mercenary Guild, if you've heard of us.
You see,
and I'll kind of like point out my patch.
A couple of people look around and they kind of shake their heads, and the sailor says, "I think I've heard of them. Long ago, just a few months ago, I heard of one of them killing a hill giant near the borders of Divendare."
Can I? I'm assuming I don't know, but can I roll for like a knowledge check or like a history check?
Yeah.
History's not too bad, actually. 17.
You do recall long ago when you, Rubik, and a lot of the others before you set out from Lady Lily's capital, Guildhouse in Delmont, you do recall her, or you do recall Bruce Backbreaker, the Goliath that you guys had once met long ago, was sent there on a mission to stop hill giants from roaming the lands of Dale Dune.
Oh, you must be talking about my friend Bruce Backbreaker. It's quite a large fellow.
They all kind of look at each other. I've just heard tales, that was it. And the sailor kind of pipes down as he seems kind of embarrassed now that you actually like called him out on it and just kind of like, oh, I don't know that much, but
well, we're led by an Asimon, Lord Vulcan. He would be the most famous amongst us. But I mean, we were transported here by an ally of ours. Quite a distance. I mean, we were at Fort Carax. If you know where that is, it's near Greenton.
Yes, it's a country. Yes, the country of Warnheim.
Yes,
controls Fort Carax. Well, it's what a distance.
Exactly. I didn't think we'd be traveling this far.
Why did you travel this way? I'm confused. I'm sorry. And you actually see a gentleman kind of riding up on a horse, and behind him is being pulled by a carriage with 2 horses and a couple guards. The warden's here. As they start whispering amongst themselves, and you see that he gets off, and he's a very, very large fellow with a big rough beard. And you see that he's kind of staring at you, and he says, you can hear him muttering something to the guards as he takes off his gloves. And he's about to start walking over to you, and we will actually go over to the next person here, which is actually a group of people. We actually have Jack and Rubik. You guys got teleported together, but in 2 different places within the same vicinity. So, Rubik, you are teleported, and you wake up, and you are actually what seems to be laying on a wooden wooden structure of some sort, and you hear many voices as you're starting to come to. And Jack, you actually are waking up, and you seem to be laying in a field of some sort as you're waking up, and you see that there's birds kind of laying all over you, pecking at you, and the corn that you've kind of sank down with you as you've fallen from the sky. So you both are kind of waking up, and you're right outside of the house that Rubik is actually waking up in, Jack. And you can hear these voices, too, of people panicking and screaming. Rubik and Jack, you both hear these voices, particularly of a family, it sounds like, and many of the children and women are screaming as they see that there's a dwarf that has plopped onto their dinner table and has ruined their dinner, and you see that the wife is looking at the father for some sort of explanation. Why did you bring this dwarf into the house? What is going on? My dear, I had nothing to do with this. Let's just wait till he wakes up. We will get some story out of him. I promise you. As the pleasantly plump human kind of stands up, he leans over. Master Dwarf, Master Dwarf, what is the meaning of this? Where did you come from? And Rubik, he's just kind of smack your face a little bit and like try to wake you up. Master Dwarf, wait, please awake. Are you okay?
Like, if he smacks I bite him.
Oh, wow.
Roll for a bite attack.
What would you like me to roll for this?
Oh God.
An unarmed strike?
Technically,
Yeah.
it is.
Just roll.
I mean, I'm proficient in unarmed strikes. Am I proficient in
Everybody's
unarmed strikes in
proficient
my
in
mouth?
strikes.
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
don't
well,
kill the NPC villager.
I do 1d4 damage with unarmed strikes, I guess.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, if to treat it as an unarmed strike, you're gonna physically bite him, yeah.
Sure.
Gonna lose a finger.
That's gonna be, and I get a plus.
Oh God. Poor commoner man, farmer.
Too reckless? Yeah, too reckless.
Reckless? Yeah, dude.
No, I don't reckless.
Are you
I just
raging?
bite. No.
Sure.
You can reckless without raging,
Oh,
but I don't. 20. 20 for bites.
All right, roll for damage.
Dirty 20. But still.
You beat his AC of tunic.
Yeah, tunic and leather belt.
What is his AC? Like
Hold on.
10
Plus.
minus AC? I don't know.
It's not very high, that's for sure. He wasn't battle ready for Rubik's teeth. Let's just say this.
Battle ready.
He's sitting down at dinner.
So 9 damage. So Rubik, you bite his finger so hard that you actually dislocate it out of socket when he yanks it out of your mouth. He screams in pain, and you see he falls on the floor crying like a small child as his wife comes over to comfort him.
Is there food on the table?
Yes, there is food. You kind of look over and you see that there's actually a pig with an apple in its mouth staring at you.
I just rip off a chunk of the pig.
Mommy, Daddy, the dwarf is eating our dinner.
Better the pig than you, little kid.
Wow.
I'll intimidate.
I just got slapped awake. Rubik's not happy.
He didn't slap you that hard.
Yeah, but he's obviously this is the person's child.
We're not the
About
bad
to
guys.
learn their place in the world. Intimidation.
Jack, while this is all going on, you hear this.
And where exactly am I?
You're outside. It seems to be in their crop field of corn. And while you're kind of sitting up, and you see all these birds fly away from you, or not fly away from you. They're just sitting on you. They don't even care that you're moving. You see that you just kind of look up and you see that you're sitting right on the edge of a field near a house, and you can hear screaming of someone saying, "A dwarf bit me. The dwarf just bit me."
Oh, damn birds! Get!
And you kind of wave your hands. They're just sitting on you like they don't care. They're like they don't treat you as a human. They treat you like almost like a statue. And after you actually brush one off of you physically, they start to like actually jump off of you and take you a little bit more seriously.
Go on, get!
I'm gonna just like walk, like slowly walk into the house.
All right, so you walk up to the house. You see that there's a dog barking at you at the back. And you see he's like yanking on the chain, running to like attack you. Do you just want to walk right past him, or?
I'll hold out my hand to like, like when you're like greeting a dog, like you put your hand out, like palm up.
Yeah, roll a handle animal check.
Will do. It's not good.
Is it good enough though?
Ooh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
The dog kind of walks up to you and starts sniffing your metal hand, and just kind of lays low and puts its tail down, and its ears are lowered now as it's kind of smells you now and feels a little bit more comfortable.
Who's a good boy?
And then it kind of wags its tail and rolls over.
Okay.
I'll scratch his belly.
And you just hear more screaming inside it. You're just petting their dog, just oh my finger, it's bleeding everywhere. You just kind of rubbing the dog's belly as it's itching its leg. So you pet the dog and you stand up after a moment and you want to walk over to the front door.
Is it open or is it?
It's not open. You can walk over and try to open it though.
I'll like do like a 2-knock.
You knock, and you just hear screaming. You can tell probably nobody in that room heard your knock. And eventually you hear, "Mommy, Daddy, the dwarf's eating our dinner!" And you just hear, "Shut up, kid, better than you." And you just hear Rubik's voice start mouthing down food into his mouth. You can hear him like chewing with his mouth full, pretty much. And that's exactly what you hear as you walk up to the door after the 2 little knocks you give.
Promise for civilized people.
I really just want to stand there and like whistle and like wait. I'll try to just open up the door.
All right, you open the door, no problem. It doesn't seem to be locked. And as soon as you do, everyone just kind of stops and looks at you now. And Rubik, you see the light kind of reflect into your eyes. It's very bright from the outside, and you see, out of all people, Jack standing in the doorway.
I offer him a piece of pork.
As you see Rubik still laying on the table, trying to slowly get up and eat.
Oh, this nice family wants us to eat with them.
I'll like pull up a chair.
So you walk over and you see that you're sitting next to the grandmother of the family, and she just smiles and hands you a plate.
Excuse me.
Grandma, don't give them a plate, they're barbarians!
Very kind.
The wife says, "Who are the people?"
You're roboting a little bit.
Yeah, you're roboting real bad.
Yeah, every time he screamed it.
Yeah,
it was like
Chittering, basically.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Try it again.
All right, so you basically hear the wife ask, "Who are you people, and what did you do to Pat's finger?"
Shouldn't put it near my mouth. Also, I appreciate the dinner. Oh, Jack, it's good, huh? And I kind of like prop myself up and like I'm just still sitting on the table because.
Okay, all right. The grandma nods and pours you both a cup of mead.
I rolled a 21 for intimidate check against the little kid, by the way.
All right, so the kid immediately cries, and he's just going to kind of like start bawling his eyes out as he's going to get away from the table and run over to his mother. "Mommy, come here.
Oh, robot.
When you use like high pitch, like your mic is clipping pretty hard. I don't think it's your connection.
So I'll use a deeper voice. "Mommy, the mean dwarf has been mean to me. Call the warden, please." And you see his mom just kind of look down at him and looks to her husband. "We have to do something. They're just coming in here and they're eating our food."
It's very good. How many? Oh, go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
That lady gave me the food. I didn't take it.
I turned to Jack. How much gold do you think this meal's worth? Gold or silver? I wonder. Maybe 5 gold.
And the husband as he's slowly kind of you can see he's in a lot of pain still from his finger. He looks up and he says, "How dare you, sir? You'll be trialed against the warden for this. This meal was worth more than your life."
Why? What made you think it was a good idea to slap a dwarf that just appeared on your table with 2 greatswords on his back, tattooed head to foot, scars? I'm not like. Are you? I turned to his wife. Is he dumb? Like.
You see that they're just kind of dumbfoundedly staring at one another and looking at you.
He was actually valedictorian.
"Who are you people?"
We're the bone collectors, of course. This is Jack, My metal companion.
Come here, sir. Let me see your finger.
Oh, be careful. He bites harder than I do.
You should see that the man is going to slowly stand up, and his wife is like just telling him, "No, don't go over there. They're going to hurt you." And he's going to walk over. Both of you roll persuasion checks to see how you handle the situation from here on out.
Is it like my persuasion versus Rubik's?
No, it's not verse.
It basically
kind of seems that way though.
It's one or the other. Let's just put it that way.
13.
22.
All right. So Rubik's pretty brash statements leave them pretty dumbfounded. Jack, you tell the fellow to come closer with his wounded finger, and he does.
I'll use lay on hands.
All
can restore a total number of hit points equal to your paladin level times 5.
Okay.
So I could do up to like 50 points of damage.
How much would you like to do?
Can I tell how much he's been hurt?
It's bleeding pretty good.
Give him one at a time until he seems better.
I just keep like touching because I have to touch him to do that. So I just keep like poking him until he feels better.
Poking his wounded finger.
I'll just do 10 hit points.
Okay. So you actually relocate his finger, and he. Thank you, my lord. Oh my goodness, that hurts so badly.
He's not an undead or a construct, right?
No, he's not an undead or a construct.
All right, or else it wouldn't work.
It was a good thing you clarified.
Yeah, well,
you gotta go for all your bases nowadays.
Right. He looks to you, Master Rubik, and he says, "Forgive me, my lord. I didn't mean to slap you. I don't know who you are or how you got in here, but please, just spare my family, and I'll do anything you ask."
Why would I do anything to your family when you've supplied us with this delicious meal? We appreciate your hospitality, right, Jack?
So you're not barbarians.
Well,
you're not raiders or bandits.
Well, I'm certainly raiding your dinner, but I am quite hungry. And,
as his wife smacks him in the back of the shoulder because she's angry that they're still eating their dinner. Do something! Get them out of our house! They're guests, my love. Let them stay and eat. Granny sees fit as well, right, Granny? I remember rain. There we go. The old man you see the father smiles. There we go. See?
I remember rain too.
And she just smiles at you, Jack, as she sees her reflection in your face.
She's like, "Oh my god, when did I get so old?"
The small boy is still intimidated so badly that he does not want to come to the table, and him and the wife just stand off to the side. We will not sit at a table with bandits. And she kind of sits at the end of her bed with her little boy as she's coddling him and kind of rubbing his hair. And he says, "Then do not eat, woman. These are lords of the bone collectors, and they will be respected." And you see the large father sits down and says, "Please eat as much as you like."
I love his loyalty already.
I was gonna say I've never been called a lord before. I quite like it, Lord of the Bone Collectors.
As long as you say you'll spare my family and just be peaceful here, I don't mind helping. He smiles nervously. You can see he's sweating very badly.
Jack, dude, where's Scritch?
I thought he was with you.
And as you say that, we will actually go over to the next person, which is Carnes, aka Bashir. Bashir, you're basically sitting in the middle of what seems to be a dirt road. It seems very dry, very warm, and there are a lot of shadows moving in and out, and you hear whispers of people talking. And as you start to come to and your eyes open up finally, you can see that there are quite a few shadows of people standing around you, images of humanoids, and what looks to be someone in well-dressed garb and some armor is kind of standing over you, and she's it's a female, and she looks down, and it's actually a halfling. "Why, excuse me there, my lord. may I ask why you're taking a nap in the middle of the road?
Bashir's just going to look around, because I don't think he got told specifically where we were supposed to be going in the first place. He was expecting to be with everybody else, so he has no idea at all where the fuck he is. He's just going to look around. Is everybody around like halflings and such, or is it like a good mix?
It's a mix of humans and halflings.
Okay. And is this like a suburban type area, or is this like in the like city but still dirt road?
It's actually it's more suburban. It looks exactly the picture that is in the Roll20 right now.
Oh, okay. So it is kind
So
of.
that's actually the current village you guys are in.
Okay.
And you are here. Rask is on the ship here.
I don't know that.
And
I don't know. None of I don't know that either. It's no, I'm on a ship. I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. And Rubik and Jack are somewhere else, and obviously in another one of these houses somewhere, and same with Scritch, and Ivan is near the docks somewhere. But yes, you are in the middle of the road right here, and you are just being kind of hoarded around. It's very interesting to see a kobold just laying in the middle of the road at this time of the day, at this village especially.
Am I like dead center middle of the road, or am I off to the side of it?
Oh, you're like dead center. You look like you look like someone like you just dropped there. You have all your gear on. You as if you just kind of decided to fall asleep right there and then. You don't smell of ale or any intoxication, so you weren't drunk. I can't. Unfortunately, I cannot arrest you for this. But why are you sleeping in the road, my lord? And may I ask you to please move? As you can see, a couple wagons are backed up.
Bashir is just going to look at her. Apologies. Bashir was transported by an old, inaccurate person. Did not realize that he was going to be falling asleep from the transportation.
Roll a persuasion check. As you're saying this, she seems a little confused and like lost as you're going on about like teleportation and.
Persuasion.
Yes.
Oh goody. Why do I roll this more than anything with my?
Because you're with us. This is roleplay.
No.
Because you're with us.
Oh, I almost rolled completely wrong. Oh,
ooh, nice.
That would have been a net
20. No. You didn't. Oh, did you actually roll it?
Oh no, I hit the wrong.
You roll a 20. Very clever.
Very clever.
Very clever.
I hit the wrong thing. My bad. Oh, okay. Natural
okay.
0.
All right. We're gonna have to stage a rescue from the jail again.
All right. Bashir, she looks at you and she thinks you are like you just tell her she thinks you're crazy. All right, Mr. Lizard Guy. Why don't you put your hands behind your back, and I'm just gonna walk you down to the warden station, okay? She smiles very politely at you as she pulls out shackles.
Bashir has no idea where he is. He's going to like back away slightly faster than she's approaching. Bashir, it means no harm. Bashir, it means no harm to you or your people. I will leave and find my friends. You apologies for holding up the traffic. And then he will turn and start like jogging away.
You see that as a guard is about to stop you, she stops him and she says, just don't cause any trouble, don't come back here.
No problem.
And you just want to jog away?
Yep, he's just going to start walking down the street and see if there's he'll stop for a little bit once he's out of sight of whoever was the guard that was just trying to like shackle him. And he'll look around to see if anybody from the party is nearby. If not, he'll start wandering the streets looking for everyone.
Okay. As you start walking, you actually see the wardens are starting to get back onto their horses and get onto them. And you actually point. You see her pointing deliberately at you, and she's basically like you can see she's telling them to follow you.
if it's that obvious, then he'll try to slink into an alleyway or something and get out of sight.
You start moving. As you start to like get to the nearest alley, you kind of stop, and before you hear any voices, you notice that out of a what seems to be a general store, you see Scritch being dragged out in shackles by another warden. No, please! As you hear him like screaming and like writhing in pain as he's like trying to like get loose, and he's biting on the chains, and he runs over and bites on the guy's ankle. And you see he's trying anything to get loose, and he says, "Bone collectors, trust me." As he's trying to tell them, you can see he's just saying it so fast that the guard doesn't understand. Enough of your spell casting. Shut up, you. And you eventually see that the guy puts a stock in his mouth, and Scritch can no longer talk as you hear him just kind of like high pitched screaming.
Bashir would just facepalm at that, and then are they bringing him to like a cart and wagon?
Yeah, you actually see him bringing to the center, and you see that there's a couple wardens. You even hear like the like one of them on a horse. So you could just hear him say, "There's been tons of reports of these random people showing up in the village. What's been going on today?" And roll me a stealth check to slip into the closest alleyway near you.
All right. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. The deities have told me. Bashir, you instantly turn to the alley and you run into a guard, falling backwards. And when you do, they pick you up and slam shackles on you immediately. You can roll. I'll let you roll for a grapple check to try to get away.
So like, or yeah,
athletics or acrobatics. But that's just the luck I've had from the worst luck I've seen. Oh man,
it's the same roll anyway. So.
Whew.
Good luck, Bashir.
16 to try and get out.
They get +3. You try to get away, Bashir. You try to get up and scramble, but they grab you, and you actually see 3. It takes 3 grown men and a halfling to get you down. And they get you down after they're wrestling you, and they put you in shackles. Jesus, this lizard's got fight. What is this thing? Are you sure it's not a dragon of some sort? It looks scaly. Like, really scaly. Do you speak, thing?
Bashir will smirk at them confusing him with the dragon, because that's a bit of pride for him. He will look at them, and he will speak in just plain common. Bashir means no harm. He apologizes for interrupting you. He did not realize that you were down the alley. Please release me.
Well, we can't do that, little friend. It seems like our officer here, as you see the woman pull up now, or walk up as she's sitting on her horse, kind of smiling at you. And it says, it seems like she's been looking after you too. We've had quite a bit of trouble with a couple of different people coming into the village, and you're not the first. As he looks over to the cage, and you see Scritch. Bashir! Bashir! And you see him waving to you. As you see him waving from the cart behind the bars.
Bashir's going to just like hold his entire head in his hands. He was gonna try and get in and like pretend that they don't know each other, but he can't do that now because.
Scritch!
Scritch, do as the people say. Bashir will help get us out of this.
Fear!
Just do not piss yourself this time.
And you see that he listens to you. He's as you see him looking around. Have you seen Jack?
I have not. You are the first I have seen since we were teleported by that seer who apparently was terrible at teleporting.
I'm eating cookies, and then I found a potion that I drank. It was delicious.
Were they yours?
No. Well, I was gonna buy them. You see, he starts rambling on very quickly.
I'm sorry,
now to you.
You're when you do I can't understand a thing you're saying.
All right, so yeah, I guess he just says that he stole cookies and a potion.
Yeah, I got that much, but like every time you try and go high pitch or anything, like I get like maybe a word out of each sentence. I'm just like.
Yeah, I won't do it anymore. Don't worry. It's obviously not working out at any means, so I will just stop attempting.
Have they taken our belongings or anything yet?
Yes. After shackling you guys, they took your belongings, and your weapons.
Are we in the back of this thing? Like, did they take like his bone charms and stuff that he has on him?
No, they left a couple of things like knickknacks and stuff. For the most part, they didn't take any like personal wares, like any necklaces or rings or anything for that time being. Just any backpacks or belts, things like that, like major bulky items.
Obviously, weapons and everything.
Oh yeah, those are the first to go. So yes, you are sitting in a cage in a small wagon. Basically, it looks like a small jail cell that they built on a wagon, and they're basically turning the wagon around in a sense, trying to get it away from all the people in the townsfolk as they're trying to back them up. Don't worry, people, we're taking care of this. It'll all be solved. And the wardens are seeing to all the complaints. We heard of one by the docks. We're taking care of that now. And some of them are saying they're kind of shouting out. And like yelling to him, "What's going on here? Yeah, what's going on? These people are just coming out of nowhere."
So
and yeah.
How big are these bars apart from each other? Like, are they built to like? Obviously, they're halflings here, but are they just built for that? Because Bashir is smaller than average and still has a squirmy ability.
Oh no, they're like crossbar. They're not like regular jail bars.
Okay,
This is
like
like
a lattice.
Yeah, this is like almost like this is like a water cage. Like if you were gonna dip somebody down in a shark tank and like have them protected, this is kind of the thing you'd put them in. But it is lattice, the lattice style cage in a sense. So you can reach your arm out pretty much, but that's the most extension of any body part you could really get out there.
At this point, the only thing Bashir can do is start ritual casting Speak with Animals as they start going.
Okay. So you start heading off to the Warden's Tower as they're going to take you in. We will now go back to Rask. Rask, you are following the two shipmates that were walking to the left of the path, and then they took a sharp right on the ship. You start following down the hallway, and you reach that intersection unseen so far. Or non-detected, as you're just trying to blend in now and be a regular shipmate, it seems. You've made it to that intersection, and while at that intersection, you also notice that the ship goes up a flight of stairs to the next floor, or continues to go, or continues to now go left down into what looks to be a large section of a cargo bay, where it looks like there's another open spot above the ship where they could have almost like a crane lower supplies down into the ship.
But the way that it's laid out, can Rask tell which way is towards like the center of the ship, or which way?
Yeah, you could tell right now that you'd probably be in the center, because in the last area you were in you could tell you were in one cargo hold, and if you keep going straight forward now down this hallway, you would go to the next cargo hold.
Okay. Is he at the prow or the back? The front or the back?
You're more near the back.
Okay. Rask is gonna head towards like the back as much as he can, and then head up.
Okay. So you keep walking back towards the cargo bay, and you take a left, and when you do, you see that there are a couple of people sleeping. It seems on cargo. They're just kind of laying there. Some of them are drunk. Looks like they're playing some sort of dice game, and none of them are awake whatsoever. As you can see, they're sleeping over. There's also what looks to be a large cat that's kind of sitting there, and the cat has a large body build in a sense. It looks like it's probably the ship cat that's been killing all the rats and takes care of everything. And the cat kind of looks up at you and just kind of hisses for a brief moment as it notices this amberjack and little turtle in your arms. And you're kind of a figure that you can see this cat hasn't really been around lizard folk very much, since it doesn't really recognize who you are or what you are. So roll me a handle animal, or you can turn around to try to evade this cat.
I will not avoid this cat. Rask turns around for no cat.
It turns around for no cat.
Oh boy. Oh.
Wow. You kind of like or how do you want to try to persuade the cat to like you, or do you want to just scare it away?
Rask is just gonna like, I think he has some meat left over. He's probably just gonna try and feed it, and then like pet it, and then try and make his way past it while it is enjoying the meal.
All right. Yeah, you see the cat is purring up a storm, going crazy. Very, very, very well enjoying your company and the treat you gave it, and is very occupied. And you just kind of walk past all of the drunken sailors that are there, and keep moving on. As you walk through the cargo hold, down the pathway, you can see that there are two more doors, and then it looks like another large double door at the end of the hallway, and it seems to be the rear of the ship now. The door on the far left opens up, and you see two people walk out. One of them a human, and one of them a tabaxi. The tabaxi walks over, or kind of puts her hand on the human, and she says, "Well, thank you for the information. I appreciate it, Marco." And she's going to smile as she looks over the paperwork. "These charts of the weather will help me with the navigation we have to come ahead. Our captain will be pleased, and we'll be able to get there much faster than expected." She smiles very graciously. The human kind of looks at her and says, "No problem. So, how about that drink now?" As he smiles and puts his hand on the doorway, and she just kind of smiles and says, and she backs up and just shuts the door. He just kind of sits there and puts his head down as you kind of watch the whole thing. And, "No matter, I won't let that bring me down. No storm can bring down Marco." And he's going to turn, and as he does, he sees you standing there. "Oh, and, didn't mean to boast myself there in front of you. Excuse me, I don't recall you. Who are you?"
That must have hurt.
Roll persuasion check.
Like, Raz doesn't know what to do.
That must have hurt. I like that.
Just he's just like rip.
Ooh.
Oh, dirty 20. Wow, I've been rolling really well.
Okay. He instantly gets off topic. Yeah. You saw that, huh? I blew it. He just kind of sits down in a cargo box. I knew I blew it. She's so beautiful, and I just get tongue-tied, and I say the wrong things, and I just don't know anymore. Sometimes I think, Marco, do you still have what it takes to be a suave pirate sailor? But, I don't know. Maybe the sea's getting to me. And he scruffs his 5 o'clock shadow on his nice chiseled chin. What do you think?
You're asking a lizard?
Well, I really don't care what you are. I guess it's the character that makes you, isn't it? And he kind of stands up boastfully.
How tall is he?
He is 5'8".
Okay, Rask is just gonna like pat him on the head. Let's go get drinks.
You'll get a drink with me.
Ah.
He smiles and he says, "Awesome. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to wake up your baby." As he points to the wrap, because he can't see obviously what it is.
How is Masuma crying?
No, Masuma's quiet. But he just kind of says, "I didn't mean to wake up your baby if I was being loud."
She's fine.
Well, good. Yeah, let's go get those drinks. I know a good place. Well, it's the only place around here to get good drinks besides the ship itself.
Where exactly are we?
That's a good question. I don't remember who you are. You're not part of this crew, are you? As you see him kind of come back to his first original question again.
Drinks first, we can talk.
Well, wait a minute. Roll persuasion.
But,
I was waiting for it to be like 3 hours later. Wait, who are you?
Oh! 23.
Oh my god.
It might actually be 3 hours later where you again.
So he just kind of smiles and he says, those drinks actually sound pretty good after that rejection he got. And he's gonna put his arm around you, like at your shoulder, and just smile. Let's go this way. I know a good spot. My name's Mako, by the way.
Sorry, what are you saying?
My name's Mako, by the way. Mako sail rider.
Not Marco? Mako. Okay. This one is Rask.
Ah, Rask, pleasure to meet you. You talk a lot, actually, like you actually talk a lot like her, and he points back to the tabaxi he was talking to. That's Azriel, if you were wondering, the woman of my dreams. As he rolls his eyes.
Oh god. Rask does not understand this.
And but yeah. Anyways, let's get to the bar first. I'll tell you everything about Azriel. And you guys are going to start walking up to the ship, and he's going to actually take those stairs that you saw earlier before you went down. You took that left and kept walking down to where you met him.
Mm-hmm.
As you're walking down the cargo hold, though, as you're walking towards the stairs, you get stopped by a very large dwarf. You actually see it as not Rubik, unfortunately.
He was slightly excited and then not.
This large dwarf is bald, has a large red beard and many different knots. And is actually, a lot of them are tied off with bent metal spoons and forks. Oh, hello there, lass. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wait, sorry, what? He has a bunch of bent metal spoons in his beard, and he's bald, and...
Yeah, he has braids in his beard, and those are used with, like, bent metal forks and spoons that he's, like, twisted around decoratively.
Oh, and this is as we're coming topside?
As you're about to walk up the stairs, yeah, he kind of cuts you off in the cargo hold.
Okay, sorry. Having trouble following.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Does Mako say anything?
Yeah, Marco sees him. He says, Jesus! Don't scare us like that, Donovan. You can't just creep up on us like that. And the dwarf just kind of gets shy and says, forgive me. I was just wondering here if we had a new crew member. That's what I was actually meaning to ask. Marco kind of hits his head as he just remembered again. I've been meaning to ask you, are you a new crew member? Because I haven't seen you before.
No, but I was sent here from far away.
Sent here from far away. You confuse Marco greatly. And the dwarf is just kind of staring at you with kind of like, he's listening, he's following along. Roll a persuasion check.
God. My streak has to end at some point.
I know.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Maybe not. 24.
Oh my gosh. I don't think you've rolled below a 20 yet.
I have for some other things, but...
So, Marco seems lost by that, and he says, sent here, but what? What? You were sent here by who? Wait, what? And, you see, Dovin, the dwarf, as he just kind of smiles and says, so you were sent here from somewhere far away, I see. With magic, I assume.
Correct. Rask is a little bit surprised that he got
That's not too hard to wrap around your head, Marco. Just gotta pay attention to the words that he's using. Yeah. Marco just kind of like looks at the dwarf. Just because you used to be a teacher doesn't mean anything. And he just kind of rolls his eyes. Dovin's our chef here, our cook. Anything you need made or fed or, I guess, taken care of, he's the one to go to. In fact, anytime I'm sick, I always come to him. He always makes my tummy feel better as he kind of rubs his stomach.
How long have you been part of the ship? Crew. The word is crew.
Dovin speaks up very quickly to that, and he says, yes, we've been part of the Merchant Guild, the Silver Scales, for quite a long time, actually. Many years.
Do you know... Do we know the Grand Seer's name? I don't remember the Grand Seer's name, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah, if any of you wrote it down, or I don't... he was introduced, but he never gave his name.
Okay. I did not write it down.
Yeah.
I do not have it.
Well,
I actually might.
None of us would know.
Oh yeah, I have
Maybe
it.
this
I have
can
it.
help us. Shit, what is it?
Grand
Is
Seer.
this allowed? Is this allowed?
Is this
DM?
allowed?
I will allow it. Yeah. You metagamers.
Oh, so bad. Grand Seer Helion.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mage from
Okay,
the
I
Circle of
remember that.
8.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know of Helion?
One of the great wizards. To the south.
Yes.
Yes, there are tales of him.
Has he been on this ship before?
He roll me a perception check.
Mm.
Ooh.
27.
Oh my god! But I think I could get wrong.
This is all he is apologizing.
Hey, Kuuretsu, can
You're
I
the
switch
captain of the
roles?
ship now. Ever so slightly, you notice the dwarf. You notice Dove and the dwarf actually get a little hesitant. He says, I would assume so. Yes, probably in his day. He's probably helped the silver scale once or twice."
What's wrong, dwarf?
What do you mean? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. I'm not too sure. Actually, I've never met one of the greatest wizards of all.
You seem uncomfortable.
Oh, you speak as if you know him, and if you were sent by him, there's probably something at large, I would assume, as he kind of seems nervous from asking, even muttering those words in front of you. I don't mean to cry, but it seems though this isn't normal circumstances. Oh.
Magic is not always normal.
No, just if he sent you here for a reason, I hope all is well. He seems nervous by saying that as well. Like, he just seems very nervous by all this. Like, he just doesn't want to upset you or, like, come off of the wrong foot and offend you.
Are you on shift?
Not of right now. I just got done with lunch. Are you hungry?
No.
Oh. All right. Well, I suppose you. How did you get on the ship, if you don't mind me asking?
You've answered your own questions.
Magic, of course. Perhaps maybe you should go see the captain.
I need to find the others.
There's more of you.
5.
Marco kind of chimes in. What are you exactly? I see you wearing some sort of fancy tunic here. Looks nice.
I am Rask of the Bone Collectors.
Rask of the Bone Collectors, you say? Never heard of the Bone Collectors. No, I don't believe I have. Delvin kind of chimes in. I've heard of them. They're a mercenary group of good doers, from what I've heard. Yeah.
No.
Glad to have you on the ship, though. If you need to find your others, let me escort you off the ship, then. At least let me do you that honor. And Delvin quickly says, let's get going. And Marco says, well, I was going to go get a drink with Rask of the Bone Collectors. If you don't, now's not the time, boy. We probably have to make sure the captain's orders are taken care of. The captain said that I can take the day off. He said we were staying here for a while. And Delvin kind of gives Marco a look, like a very, like, if I have to mention it again, we're going to have a problem. And, all right then, fine. I'll take the hint. Jesus. What crawl up your ass, Delvin? And you want to stop Marco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is the captain?
Oh, our captain? Well, I should call him the captain of captains, if anything. Captain Gerard. Well, they call him Gem-Eye Gerard. He has a missing eye. He replaced it with a magical gem. It's quite marvelous, actually. Very beautiful to look at. But he sometimes gets a little paranoid if you keep staring at it.
I make a note of this because Scritch will probably stare at it really hard if they ever come.
He's a little self-conscious about his eye. Just forewarning. I mean, you think with a powerful gem in his eye, you'd think he wouldn't have a problem with it, but he's just self-conscious. He's a captain. You get it. Yeah, that's Captain Drive for you.
If
oh, go on.
If we, the bone collectors, need passage, I suppose we could talk to this Jemai Gerard.
Dovin kind of looks hesitant as he doesn't know how to respond to that. Of course, Mako very openly. Yes, of course we could take you across any part of the sea. The Great Sea is Gerard's home. He's lived on this boat all of his life. He's one of the greatest merchants for the Silver Scale. In fact, we do a lot of business for them, and they make sure we're paid quite well. In fact, maybe there might be some jobs in it for you, mercenary. As he smiles.
That would be best.
Well, of course, we scratch your back, you scratch ours. Dovin, why are you sweating bullets? I don't think there's any problem with that. And Dovin just says, well, we don't know how many, and don't know what Captain's doing, and but yeah, it could be a good idea. And you see he's just kind of arguing with himself. And Mako says, well, perhaps I'll catch you another time, Rask of the Bone Collectors, for a drink. And Mako's going to bow to you and kind of turn around and look down the stairs, kind of depressingly, kind of like sadly that he has to go drink in the kitchen instead of going out and drinking.
Rask actually will pop out his flask and hand it to him.
He kind of like his eyebrows kind of go all the way to the top of where his hairline is. My oh my, Rask does not disappoint. Thank you, my good friend. And may I ask what's in here? As he kind of sniffs it and takes a good swig.
Be careful, Dwarven.
Oh, it's very strong. Oh my Jesus. And he's gonna try to hand it back to you as he's like shaking a little bit. Oh, whew. And Dovin just kind of laughs. That'll put some hair on your chest, boy. That's stronger than the stuff we got at the last port, Dovin. You should ask Rask where he gets his stuff. Oh my goodness. I think that's heartburn.
Rask is gonna split it up and offer it to the dwarf himself.
Dovin hesitates for a moment. He says, thank you kindly, mercenary. Thank you. And he's going to take it and take a little sip and kind of, and you see his mustache turn like almost like how the hairs of a cat can stand up. You see the bristles of his mustache instantly point, and he just, and he hands it back to you after that crazy sip, and you can see he's sweating even more now. Oh, geez, I think I might have left something in the oven. I should get going. And he's going to start trotting down the stairs. And you see he almost falls over. And Marco's going to hold him up. Jesus, Dovin, you think you being a dwarf, you'd handle your drink a little better. And they stumble down the stairs together. And Marco says, you sure I can't go out and play? No, boy, we need you here. And they start arguing again. And Rask, you are now escorted off the ship, and you're actually standing on top of the deck now, and you can see that there's two planks leading off of the ship, one to the back and one to the front. Okay. You're obviously very close to the one in the back. It's actually only 25 feet away from you.
How long? So I assume we all kind of woke up at around the same time. So I guess.
Correct.
It's taken me longer to get out, so I wouldn't hear any of the commotion that Scritch caused or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't. And plus, it's more in the town area since you're on the ship.
Yeah.
You do hear a lot of talking out in the ports and stuff like that. And do you want to leave the ship or just kind of stand? Or do you want to go investigate more on the ship or talk to somebody else?
Rask will go off the ship for now.
Okay.
He wants to talk to the captain, but he doesn't actually know where they're going.
Okay. That's fair enough. So as you're walking off the ship, roll me a perception check.
Rolling 15.
As soon as you walk off the back plank, you hear a familiar voice of Ivan saying, "Yes, I'm Ivan Lionheart, I assure you," as he's talking to these people, and you can see a warden, or, well, you wouldn't know this warden, I apologize. You see a couple of finely dressed and armored humans and halflings approach the area of where a small fishing boat, it looks like, where Ivan is sitting on a pile of fish.
Sorry, just as out of character, did Vree teleport with us?
Did Vree?
Yeah.
Out of character? I will tell you, yes, she did teleport. She did go with you guys, yes.
Okay. But yeah, Rask is gonna, like, I assume Misuma probably also hears Ivan's voice. So,
yeah.
Like, crane his neck and look for Ivan, and then he's gonna start walking towards him because he doesn't know what the warden is or whatever.
Okay, so you get off. You start leaving the ship, and you head right over towards Ivan. As you can see one of your comrades. It's kind of a little bit of a relief. You kind of let off a little bit of a sigh of relief that you're like, okay, there's one of them. And you start heading over there with Misuma, and yeah, you're heading over there. We're gonna now head over to Rubik and Jack, who are still feasting.
Rubik is not, and he popped out of Discord. I don't know. He might be having connection issues.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh no. That sounds good.
Roro. Jack, everyone's just leaving you, man. I'm sorry.
Are you that insufferable?
Rubik just falls asleep on the table.
Oh, Rubik, hey!
Yay!
Welcome back. I cannot hear you if you're trying to talk.
He's not muted.
I cannot hear you.
This is great.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you.
Yay!
You're back.
My internet's the best.
I mean, at least you were connected now.
Yeah, because it just became your turn.
Oh, it's my turn now. Good.
Yes, you and Jack are just finishing your feast with the portly fellow and his family, his scared family, besides his mother-in-law. And yeah, you guys are just finishing up eating. Rubik and Jack, you have a wonderful meal of pig and lots of mashed potatoes. There's a giant plate of breaded fish, breaded cod, and you even see that there's a giant plate of vegetables, of mixed vegetables that they have, and there's meat and wine, plenty of meat and wine to drink as well.
I mean, it takes Rubik all of like 3 minutes to eat.
So you've been done for a while then.
Yeah, I just shovel it in. It's just
pig.
furnace. Yeah.
So while you are done, and Jack, you're obviously don't really need to eat, but you're just ate because Rubik invited you to. You guys are done. You see that the portly fellow sitting at the head of the table kind of looks at both of you and says, "Now, my lords, if I don't mind asking, what was your next move?"
I'm hoping you'd invite us for dinner tomorrow night. This was quite good.
Oh, he looks over at his wife sitting on their bed, who's just like staring at him like, you better choose your next words carefully. And he looks back over at you. He says, well, I'm sure the townsfolk would like to see more of you and wouldn't want me to hug you all to myself now. Please, I insist. Perhaps maybe the mayor or even the warden would like to see you and have dinner with you.
Is that a threat?
No. Just, of course, you probably want to have dinner with a more a higher stature folk. I'm just a lonely dockhand. You see, I run the port. I run
dockhand. Are you a smuggler?
No, of course not. I have to follow all the rules and protocols. I make sure that the trade between all the guilds is properly done and written down in text. I basically make sure that the taxes are done properly and that all shipments are done rightfully so between the guilds.
You're the tax man then.
Yes, for the guilds.
Does he seem like the sketchy, like just sweaty fat man that's like embezzling funds kind of person to me, or does he seem like he's just he's well paid and just does his job?
Yeah, he seems well paid and does his job, but he's just extremely nervous of you because you nearly bit his finger off. And he now after hearing where you guys come from and who you are, he now understands that he should not be mouthing off to you or slapping you in the face.
Probably shouldn't. See, he learned his lesson.
He learned his
We're
lesson.
teaching here.
Rubik's commandeered the house. It's his now.
Rubik looks over at Jack. What's Jack up to?
We should probably find the others.
And you see the grandmother is agreeing with Jack as she looks at you, Rubik.
I'm worried about the goblin. I hope he doesn't blow up.
The grandmother nods to that as well.
Oh, Christ.
And Jack's going to run out the house.
You see Jack move with a flurry. You can see he just moves with so fast that some of the bowls and Tupperware and silverware and things knock over. And you can even see he takes out a bookshelf next to him and it falls to the ground as he just books it out of their house. Sorry. As Jack runs outside down the road. Jack, you are
full clumsy Genos.
Yeah. You are right here. You can see on the map.
Okay.
You run out of the house, and you can see that you are now crossed. Like there's a little garden right here where you woke up, and you can see that there is a road leading to your left, which looks to be a road leading through a forest. There's no more homes. Or to your right, where it looks like there's more homes, and behind you, where you can even see water, and you start to hear birds, and you can see that there's quite a bit of other stuff going on around you here. It's not just a couple houses.
Kind of gonna look at the forest, look at the town, look at the forest, look at the town. What's around me? Is there any are there people walking around or?
The only people you see are right next door over here. You see that there's actually a husband, what looks to be a man and a woman, both halfling, and they're standing huddled together, and it kind of looks like they were eavesdropping on what was going on next door to the house that you were in. And when you come out running, they look very startled and scared.
It'd be worse if I was covered in blood, but
yeah. So when you do, you actually see the male halfling kind of hurry, get back inside, Rosa. And he kind of hurries his partner back into their home, and he kind of stares at you on the porch as he's staring at you from afar. And you see he picks up a broom quickly.
I'm just gonna run over there.
You run over, and you do. He drops the broom and he runs inside.
I'll walk up and knock on the door.
You run up and knock on the door, and when you do, you go away.
Nope.
Excuse me.
No one's here.
Someone's answering.
How's no one here?
Go away, you big male thing. No one's here. Leave us alone. We heard what you did to our neighbors. Go away.
Have you seen a little green guy?
Oh, don't make me hurt you.
So have you seen a little green guy?
Roll a persuasion check. As you can hear them arguing behind the door. You can't go out there. He'll kill you. I know, but I have to do something.
He's about this tall, green, kind of weird.
I got an 8. Damn.
You better get out of here, you big oaf, or I'll call the warden. There, that'll scare him away.
I gotta knock again.
Who is it?
It's...
Oh, he's still there.
Jimmy!
Go away, you big thing.
I gotta knock again.
It's the warden. Open up.
You hear some scrambling, and
Do they have
What's
like a eye hole thing that they can like see through?
They do. It's actually where your level is. You have to kneel down. You have to literally kneel down to look through it since they're halflings.
Okay, I'm just gonna put like my knee up against it so they can't see out of it.
You hear the little wooden door open up and you hear the big oath is covering the hole. I have a sword in here. And I'm not afraid to use it.
It's the warden. Open
up. Roll a deception check.
Don't mind if I do.
How far away is this door frame from like the door frame of the house we started in?
Rubik, you are right here, or you're in this house, and he is right here.
If I could get any closer to a 20.
So like I just like move over and stand in the door and like I'm just like looking out like next door.
Oh.
Like what's this man doing?
You look out and you see that Jack is standing on the porch of another house, like knocking a couple times and saying stuff to the door. Like you can see that whatever is going on, he's trying to get information of some sort. Jack, you say that you're the warden, and you instantly hear back, "Go away! We know you're not the warden. You're lying."
Is the broom still out there?
Yes.
I'm gonna take the broom. I'm gonna chuck it across the yard, and I'm gonna run over to the other house that's across the road.
Fuck your broom.
This one.
Right. Rubik, you see this whole action of Jack just after he says, "I'm the warden," and the guy doesn't believe he says, "Go away." You see him just pick up the broom, launch it in the yard, and start running over the house across the street. Do you want to follow Rubik, or do you just want to stand in the house of the guild tax collector?
Yeah, I turn to, "Hey, tax man, I'm
Yes,
Rubik. How much for the meal?"
I believe it was about 4 gold and 13 silver.
I take a fistful of gold. Hold on. We'll roll for it.
A fistful of gold.
I grab at least 3 pieces. I throw it at him.
All right. So you toss. You toss.
Damn.
Well, it's his lucky fucking day. He gets 15 gold.
So you throw 15 gold pieces. You just barrage him as almost of a shotgun blast. Across this man. And
I say, "Don't you slap me, tax man!" And I go just chasing after Jack.
Yeah, so you pepper him with gold coins, and it makes everything okay. And the man just kind of, and he just kind of puts his hands in front of his face as you throw him across the room, and you just kind of run down the road following Jack. And Jack, you get to the next house, and as you start knocking on the door, I'm assuming, do you want to say anything, or do you just want to knock on the door first?
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door, and you see that there's a little girl that answers, and she is a halfling.
I'm gonna.
Hello there.
I'm gonna like kneel down so I'm at like her eye level, so I'm not like towering over her.
Okay. You're not from the town. I should go. And she's gonna try to shut the door.
I'm just gonna stick my hand in the door.
Okay.
Oh God.
Have you seen a little green guy around anywhere?
You mean like a pixie?
Not exactly.
If they're real, I'll show you.
And the little girl's gonna grab your hand and bring you inside.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jack.
I'm gonna hold up like my left hand, like I'm being like dragged in, and just.
Oh yeah, she wants you to come inside and be your friend. She found her new best friend, and she's gonna show you that pixies exist.
Careful, girl.
Rubik, you see Jack just disappear as soon as he says like a couple words. You just see like this time it's a different effect.
He really changed his strategy up.
I just need a little girl to answer the door.
I go up to the door and I knock.
Oh God.
You want to go up to the same door?
Yeah, I go up to the door and I knock.
So you do the same, and Jack, you see the little girl stop, and she says, "Okay, come in my room. Here, stay here." And she's gonna bring you into her bedroom. There's somebody else at the door. I'll get it. You set yourself up for tea. I'll be back. And she's gonna walk out. You see the little tea set that she has.
I just
And,
imagine like Rubik walking in and I have like a tutu on, like dressed up like a princess, like having tea time.
And you're
You see
also
that she has a little doll, a little wooden doll that someone had carved, that she had bought carved, and it looks okay. It doesn't look too human-like, but it doesn't look unhuman-like. And you see that she drew a face on it, a very crooked, weird face, but it's still there. And it's just kind of sitting there. And it's the only thing at the table of 4 chairs. And you can see that there's a couple little cups. Some of them are broken. You can see they don't match. She's obviously doesn't. They don't. It seems like they don't have a lot of money, and she's just kind of using scrap of whatever she can find to make her tea set. But she's invited you to her tea party, and Rubik, you see the doors answered.
Scritch, are you in here?
And you're looking for Scritch as you kind of open up, like look under her bed and start looking around. And Rubik, the door opens up and you see a little girl staying there, and she's smiling. Ooh, another friend.
How tall is this little girl?
She is 2 foot. She's 2 foot. Hold on, I'll make sure precisely. I know she's under 3 foot.
So she's a halfling girl. All right. Well, she just dragged
my
big...
She is 2'4".
Oh, she gonna straight up kill us. Rip, make a new character sheet.
Hi,
Hi there, mister.
I'm my son came over here. Have you seen my son? He's a big, tall metal.
You see
fairies?
She likes fairies. You see she starts thinking for a moment.
Jack starts to blush.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's my best friend.
Okay, when you see him, can you tell him a message for me?
Don't you fucking leave me here to die, damn.
Only a persuasion check.
A persuasion, sure.
A persuasion versus a little girl. Here we go.
Watch her beat him.
That's pretty hard to beat.
Come on, net 20.
Come on,
19.
net 20.
Wolf rolled the 8.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that 8 I got, and then he beat it with a 19. So yeah, the little girl kind of like leans in. And she says, "I won't tell your secret."
That's good. But you need to tell just him though. Okay, your friends, you can share it with your best friend.
Okay, she smiles as she leans in even further this time.
Tell him that the little green man is also he's his best friend too. You're all 3 could be best friends.
She's super excited. Really?
Yeah. I actually, you know what? Jack! What the fuck am I doing? Jack!
You start screaming Jack's name. Jack, roll me a perception check. What's your passive perception?
Not good. It's 10.
Okay. You hear something yelling from in front of the house, but you can't hear your name. Really, it just sounds muffled.
Do I recognize it as Rubik's voice?
No. It just sounds like someone yelling. It doesn't specifically sound like Rubik either. Eventually, the little girl looks at you and she says, "What are you doing? Why are you yelling?"
Oh, sometimes I whisper real quiet. Sometimes I can't control the sound of my own voice.
She starts laughing as you're trying to be silly and funny. You're funny. I like you. And she just kind of runs up and hugs your big beard. And she says, "Come inside. I show you that pixies are real." And she's gonna try to grab your hand and pull you inside.
Oh dear.
Are you gonna bite this one?
Bites her hand.
Oh god. Ah.
And he didn't add anything, so.
What is this D20 for?
I have friends in danger in the Northern Sea. They'll die without me and my friend Jack. The demons are coming for them.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Demons?
They're ravaging the countryside. I need my big metal friend to help kill them.
Pixie, where's the pixie?
She just kind of seems like she's almost on the border of tears, and she just kind of seems sad. And eventually, you see a woman come to the door. Maisie, what are you doing? Oh, she kind of like, excuse me, my lord. Is everything okay? I'm sorry, my daughter shouldn't have answered the door.
Well, your daughter's kidnapped a big metal friend of mine.
She looks super confused as you say that.
I saw him enter here, and he's not left yet. I need him returned to me because I have a war to fight.
The bearded man is lying. Shut the door. And she tries to shut the door on you really quick. And the mom stops her. Whoa, 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 Missy. What does he mean by this? Did you take his toy?
Can I walk out at this point?
You can leave the room if you want to, unless you want to keep looking for Scritch. But roll me a investigation to look through her room if you want to look for Scritch.
She kidnapped Scritch too.
Yeah, 15.
She's the mastermind.
You as you're looking through, as you're actually looking for Scritch, you actually notice in the tea jar. As you look around, you can see in the tea jar it's moving, and you hear, "Let me out! Let me out of here! Let me out! Let me out of here!" And you just hear like dinging and tapping from inside the tea jar, or the tea kettle.
Can I just pocket it?
You can just take the tea kettle, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just take the tea kettle and then walk out of the room.
Okay. You eventually see as you walk out, the mother, "Oh my goodness!" And you just startle her as you come from behind her and her daughter inside of their own home. "Who are you?" And the little girl says, "This is my best friend, mommy." And she's gonna run over and grab your hand. And "This is my metal friend. I told him I was gonna show him my pixie. Darling, I told you that pixies don't exist. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if she."
On the contrary.
And she kind of looks at you and she says, "I'm sorry if my daughter caused you any trouble, my lords. She didn't mean it. She's just very influential. She hears a lot of things from the sailors down by the docks. They talk about things, you know." She kind of gets nervous. Please don't be upset."
Have you seen a little green guy around? Looks like he's a goblin. Have you seen him?
A goblin? No. I haven't seen a goblin in many years, actually.
Rubik, on our way.
Oh, goodbye. Thank you. And she just kind of waves the little girl. "Bye, best friends. Bye." And she just kind of waves to you both.
I'll see you later.
And
yeah, me too.
The mother shuts the door. And where would you guys want to? You guys just want to start walking down the road? Or you want to go to another house?
Oh, I'm a fucking book it down the road.
Jack.
Just
Jack.
book it.
So Jack is Rubik. As you try to say his name, you just see Jack start running again, like Forrest Gump.
I just keep up with him.
I was gonna say he can easily keep up with me.
Yeah.
So you just start following him, and you're just trotting after, and you're just trotting after him, and you see that you catch up to him, and you guys can now talk if you'd like.
I'm gonna go like over to this tree right here.
Jack.
Okay. Jack, you get near the tree and you kind of like walk underneath the shade, and Rubik, you finally like you were right behind him, but as you stand next to him now, you're still saying his name.
Rubik, I found something in that house.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
No, it's pretty important.
Is Jack trying to grab your shoulder and bring you back from underneath the tree?
What were you doing with that little? No.
I gotta pull out the tea kettle.
You stole her teapot.
You'll understand in a second.
We only
just shut up.
Kill royalty and steal toys from girls.
Listen to this thing though. Listen to it.
Hold it up next to his ear.
Please don't shake it.
Yeah, shake it real hard.
You see that Rubik, you actually hear nothing.
I just look at Jack.
I'll shake it a little bit.
Oh God!
Come on, you big jerk! Why'd you have to do that? And you hear some shouting from inside.
What?
Does Rubik hear it also?
Yeah, he hears that.
Okay.
He hears that after you shake it.
I'm just like fucking hallucinating here.
Just talking things aren't always that good. I mean, Why you took it because it talks. You have a talking teapot. I have a talking sword. It's super annoying.
Way to go, asshole, the teapot says.
What is it?
Wow.
The teapot says, yeah, way to go, asshole.
Shake it.
I'll give it a little shake.
Oh, come on, you just hear shouting from inside.
Okay.
Knock it off.
Jack. You have your toy.
Should I open it? Like what?
See a royal blood, you should let me go now, or the consequences shall be severe.
I mean, whatever that it called me an asshole. I wouldn't do anything. Maybe we should just stomp on it and smash it to bits.
What's the standard protocol here?
I mean, we could throw it in a furnace.
Wait. No, you guys being unreasonable. You hear like murmuring. As you guys can obviously you could just easily pretend not to hear him because he's very quiet, his voice is very dull from being inside the ceramic teapot. The only thing that you can really hear him from is the spout. Like you can hear his voice kind of echoing out the spout a little bit.
Well, okay. Well, hold on. Everybody, be quiet for a second, and I'm just gonna listen to like the sounds of the village and listen for commotion, assuming that this is where the goblin will be.
You listen and you can hear that there's actually a lot of commotion going on here and over here. You can actually see stuff going on in this part of the village. Lots of wagons, people walking, just lots of activity. Both of you actually give me Jack, if you wish to give me a perception check, you can. But Rubik, definitely roll me one.
Yeah, I'm listening more for like panic, like oh god, a goblin kind of thing, or oh he stole something.
The typical responses of someone meeting Scritch.
Yeah, perception.
He ate my food.
I'm gonna open up the teapot.
Who the fuck is Skirt?
Wow. Oh, Jack, you want to open up the teapot?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. You open up the teapot, and when you do, you see that the pixie flies right out of there, and he, as soon as he does, he says, "Ha ha! I tricked you all! I've escaped!" And he stops for a moment as he sees you both not really even caring. Wait, what's going on here? Is this a trick? Am I being? Okay.
Nope, no trick. Just, figured why live in that thing.
He kind of stares at you, Jack, as you say that, but he's being quiet for Rubik's sake. Rubik, you actually hear, you hear over in this district, like this part right here, and you can now see wagons pulling out, and there's two of them, and you can see one of them saying, now that we got that goblin taken care of, we'll take the little dragon baby back to the warden's tower. Hurry up before the dragon gets too big now, as you hear shouting and such from the streets.
Rubik just he's like immediately concerned because he hears something about a goblin, but when he hears the dragon baby comment, he's just like, that's really good. Rubik approves. This is good. just Rubik's just shit-eating grin for no reason.
And obviously Bashir hears all this talk of, well, they confusing him with a small baby dragon, a Wareham, if you will.
He is purposely not correcting them because it is
a
compliment to him.
Ear to ear. He's like, this actually isn't so bad. They think I'm a dragon. I can get used to this.
Robert, do you hear something? Look on your face.
I found a baby dragon. Oh, and a goblin.
Oh, where? Let's go.
Don't your teapot friend.
Yeah. You see the pixies kind of staring at both of you. Oh, yes, I was just trying to be quiet to let you concentrate, Master Dwarf. I appreciate you from saving me from that little fiend that captured me out in the forest. Thank you, my friends. I'm Tolsden, the Prince of the Pixies.
Yeah, cool.
Perception.
I'm gonna start running towards where.
Okay.
No fucks given.
Then I'm Tolsden. Don't you wish to have a? And Jack just kind of runs off as he's trying to speak, and he looks to you, Rubik. Like, Dwarf, do you wish for anything for my rescue?
What was the pixie's name? Sorry, I'm ready.
Toradol.
What?
Toradol?
Yep.
Wait, is he asking if we want anything?
Yeah, he was asking. He was asking if you requested anything after freeing him from the clutches of that evil doer.
The little child, yes.
Do I
Those-
hear?
Yeah,
I
in
hear
his
that?
eyes, it was like a fiend of demons, and your guys look at that was a little halfling child.
This is the smallest a child can be.
It was just a little girl.
It's
Do,
a
Even
little girl.
smaller.
do I hear him say that?
So, Rubik, you see that the pixie's staring at you. Well, since that buffoon doesn't wish to listen to a prince of pixies, he will not get his prize. But you,
This
my
is
good friend,
Just.
Come
on. I have to go save some guards from dying a terrible death to a baby dragon and little goblin. You're gonna come with me, and I'm gonna snatch him out of the air and take him with us.
no, you just gonna start running with him.
Yeah.
Put him in the teapot again.
Roll battle with advantage.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Rubik is in his element.
Oh,
hold on.
Oh man.
Where is it?
Well,
there it is.
You have to beat a nat 20. Nope.
Well,
All
I
right,
mean, if it's contested skill check rolls, nat 20 doesn't.
Yeah,
necessarily
technically it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. Technically it doesn't mean
But
anything.
he beat me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes. So he narrowly escapes out of between the fingers of between your hands. Before he tries to fly up, you have one more chance to grab him if you want to like give a quick jump and grasp him.
Sure, I'd love my attack of opportunity on that little bitch. What is this roll?
You've taken my luck. We've traded.
The pixie has the luck of rest right now.
Yeah.
So you see that the pixie gets away before you grab him, and he says, not so fast! How dare you grab a prince of pixies! I tell you this, I will follow you if you wish.
All right, you just let's stop the guards from all dying, and I'm just running off.
Rubik, are you coming or what?
Wait for me! And you see the pixie's going to follow you. I haven't told you who I'm a prince of yet! And he's going to follow after. And obviously you guys don't care, but you're more worried about your party members and your friends than this pixie.
Worried about what
so you guys follow after. Bashir and Scritch are being taken. We'll actually go over to Resk and Ivan. Resk, you're walking over, but Ivan, you actually see that the warden, or the so-called wardens, these people who they keep affirming to the law, you see them basically approaching you, but keeping their distance as they're talking to the fishermen. They're kind of keeping the words to themselves, and eventually the warden nods and says, "I will take care of this. Thank you, my friend." And he's going to approach the ship. May I approach the ship, Captain? And the captain nods. Of course, if you get this guy off my ship. And of course, now in due time. Excuse me, my lord. You are Lionheart, are you not?
I am.
Well, then you will not have a problem with our laws. We would like you for you to come with us and do some explanation. We have a couple of your, I believe, comrades, if you wish to call them, a small baby dragon and a very, very annoying goblin.
I'm kind of thinking like baby Oh, we must yeah.
And as
just in trouble.
As you're saying this, you actually see Rask approaching, and Rask, you're stopped by a warden. Halt there! Do not come. This is a crime scene, my lord.
This isn't a crime scene. We're fine.
The warden just kind of looks over. I don't want civilians to... And he kind of stops and stares at you, Rask. But that's not a normal civilian, are you? Guard, let him through. And the guard... Sorry, my lord. And the guard's going to bow to you, Rask, as he lets you through.
Rask just, walks past him and tries not to tower as much as he can, so he looks a little bit smaller. He's probably way taller than most of the people here.
Oh, yes. A lot of... Especially the halflings. The halflings are like, whoa.
Rask, I'm so glad to see you.
You hear Masuma start crying because she hears your voice.
Oh, Masuma, let me see her.
Rask undoes the little pouch that he fashioned, pouch sling for her, and then hands it to him. And, she's hungry.
Your arm just kind of calms down and just starts nibbling on your armor, biting it.
I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna go through my bag and pull out a piece of her food and feed her, not paying any mind to the
warden. No, the warden's actually you can see the warden's actually being very respectful. The warden, he's actually being very respectful. He's letting you guys catch up. So it seems you two know each other then.
We do. We hail from the same mercenary guild, the Bone Collectors, and I'll kind of like put my hand in my patch.
I was there for her hatching. I'm kidding. Rask like turns and faces her because he's still wearing the Bone Collector's tunic, tabard. So yes, we match.
Well, I see. My the head warden would like to speak to you both and explain your reasons for coming here. It seems one of your friends have already gotten in trouble. The other one came very, very peacefully. A little resistance in the beginning, obviously, but he was only doing it for his own benefit. I understood. He, after hearing the claims of his story, he woke up not knowing where he was and just wished to find his friends. He came very quietly afterwards and is being cooperative. The goblin friend, though, spitting, cursing, and telling us he'll blow us all up. And something about some skirt. If we don't hail him, that we are all damned.
Only 2.
Hello. And he ate 12 cookies, larger than my hand, and guzzled down 3 potions.
I'm actually gonna be surprised because, like, that's it.
Yeah. Ash just kind of tilts his head and it's like, that's normal.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose then we should be thankful for this chaos that could have arose.
Exactly.
The warden just seems thankful. Well, please, I would both appreciate it if you do not come in custody. Just come with us willingly down to the warden's tower. Just throw all this matter out. The head warden would like to speak to you and obviously grant you passage if you wish to stay here. We mean you no harm. We always like to make sure of who's here and vet everyone who comes through here and stays here. It's for the safety of the citizens, you know.
I'm gonna do a quick perception around to see if I can spot anybody else.
Okay.
From our group.
Yeah, I'm gonna face the warden and just go only 2.
Yes. It seems that we haven't run into any other of you. There are more we should be expecting, though. And you see that he pulls out a small parchment or a small little piece of paper and a quill to take notes as you guys are talking.
I got a 16.
16 on your
perception.
You look around the area to see if there's anything else, but all you really see is a crowd of people watching you guys. This large ship that's in the harbor that seems to have quite a few people on it, talking and the commotion going on. And other than that, really nothing else. It's a nice sunny day. There's only a little bit of wind coming out from the ocean. It seems very peaceful for the most part. The only really commotion is just the crowd of people staring at you guys.
Seems we're missing Rubik and Jack.
Rubik and Jack, you say? 2 more of your comrades, I assume. The warden writes their names down.
Hi.
Warforged.
Warforged. Good.
Warforged
and your other friend is Steve.
A dwarf, tattooed.
A dwarf. A tattooed dwarf. Ah, thank you.
He may seem brash, but he means you no harm.
Ah, okay. Brash dwarf.
A lot of arm.
Is there anyone else we should be looking out for? Any of your other friends? We actually have a couple wardens searching the perimeters of the forest and the outskirts of the shorelines. We'll find your friends if they were teleported here as well.
Did the orc come with us?
I don't know if she was close enough. I mean, I saw her there, but I can't definitively say if she's here.
There may be one more.
One more. And you said an orc?
Yes.
Okay. He writes it down very quickly. Perfect. Thank you very much for being so cooperative. It's been a pleasant day so far, and let's just keep it that way, shall we? Please, if you'll keep your weapons at your side, do not draw them at any costs or any manner, and please come with me to the warden's tower. I will allow you to keep your things and keep you unrestrained. I see no fit to do so. Guards, let us move, and please, townspeople, disperse. The mayor has already given his grievance. He will take care of everything. If anybody has any other further damage from that little green ghoul, we will take care of it. And the townspeople kind of go about their business and scatter away as you guys are being escorted now to the warden's tower, which is not on this map. It's actually a little bit norther up this way, just up the road. I'll have that added. I don't know why, but for some reason it didn't want to show up on the map.
That's okay. But Rask is gonna just like feed Kierna some like an acorn so that he isn't so antsy at the moment with all the people around him.
Oh yeah, you can see he's very skittish and scared of a lot of these people, and especially the ocean seems to be a little nerve-wracking for him as well. And as you hand him an acorn, he kind of licks it out of your hand and just kind of starts nibbling on it, and kind of buying and like kind of preoccupying his time with that. Asuma falls fast asleep in your arms after eating some fish.
I'm just gonna hold her.
Okay.
I missed her.
You can see she's gotten bigger too. A couple more pounds. Yeah.
It's not gonna be strong enough to carry her soon.
So you guys start following the wardens down to the warden's tower. We are now going to get to Bashir and Scritch, who are I'm playing Scritch at the moment. But Bashir, you're not entering the warden's tower. You're leaving the caged wagon, and they're just asking you to follow them into the tower. You see it's a female warden, and she pipes up as she walks over, and you can see that she is an elf. Excuse me, my lord, if you don't mind coming out of the wagon there.
So, what is the current situation? I need to know.
You are right outside the warden's tower, and you and Scritch are in shackles, connected to each other, also by a ball and chain by your feet.
How big is this ball and chain?
The ball and the chain itself weighs 5 pounds. The ball itself, though, weighs a collective of 35 pounds.
Gosh, that thing weighs more than I do.
So yes, but you see that Scritch kind of looks and says, "Look, we can roll together." And he kind of like pushes it just slightly, and it moves just an inch.
We're still in the wagon, right?
Yep. You see a warden walks over, and he's going to pick up the ball, and he says, "All right, my lords, follow me, if you will, into the tower."
Bashir cast Speak with Animals on the way here. He's going to turn around and scream in a language that they can't understand for the horses to ride. Careful, basically try and spook them and make them run.
All right, roll a persuasion check with advantage.
That's a 9.
You see that the wagon driver is very experienced and instantly just kind of like smacks the cage with his hand. Hey, you! Quit trying to stir the horses up! And he kind of shushes them and says, "Don't worry, girls."
Bashir's just going to like cough for a second. Apologies, Bashir forgets your languages sometimes. You know so many.
Yeah, no funny business, you. And is that you want to try anything else, or is that all you'd like to attempt?
You said it took all my gear, so that's all I can do, really.
You see that as I said before, the guard picks up the ball and says, "Come on, you two." And Scritch says, "No," and you see he's pouting.
Bashir's
and the guard rolls his eyes. Oh, go on, Bashir.
Bashir's gonna look back at Scritch. Scritch, follow my lead, and we'll get you back to Jack. Whatever needs to be done will be done. We'll soon see if these are the same guards as the Ember Citadel. If they are, we will be gone soon.
Roll me a persuasion check and hope that Scritch will hear any of those words that you've just spoken.
Why y'all keep making me roll stuff with a negative?
Welcome back, Jack. Well, at least you got a bad roll. Well, a low roll, I should say.
12.
Scritch listens to you, Bashir. He kind of seems pouty at first and looks at the guard. All right, I'll listen to what you have to say. And he's just gonna get down from under his seat, and he says, "But I'm thirsty and I want water." And he kind of looks up at the guard. "I'll get you water when we get inside, my lord. Just please be cooperative."
Apologies for the green one. He is young and inexperienced. You may address me. I am Bashir, of the Bone Collectors. I am also the clan leader for the Kobold clan in the Ember Forest.
The female warden kind of looks over at the male one and says, "This one seems a little bit more reasonable." The other one, on the other hand, she stares at Scritch. Scritch just kind of gives her a stink eye. Skirt will kill you all! As he just kind of raises his hands and then looks at you as he's supposed to be playing along with you. Sorry.
Bashir will just look back at them. He is not our negotiator. We keep him for his abilities. And he's just gonna give like a stink eye over at him to be like, "Shut up," kind of face.
Yes, stop getting in some more trouble. The guard kind of rolls his eyes at Scritch, but then just keeps listening to what you have to say. As obviously as you're cooperating, and he seems to be you seem to be telling him what he kind of wants to hear. So he likes what you have to say, and is least thankful that one of you is cooperative and getting him to cooperate as well, I should say.
When Bashir says that he is the leader of the Ember Citadel, or not the Ember Citadel, the Ember Forest clan, he will also, because he said that they didn't take any jewelry or anything, he will also flash Yakul's ring that he still has.
Okay. You flash the ring, and the elf says, "That is elvish made." Oh, he must be telling the truth then. Well, we'll let the Grand Warden decide your story, my friend. Don't worry. She'll give you a fair trial.
If you could, Bashir would like to find the rest of his party. Rubik is the leader of our adventuring group.
Rubik, you say, of course.
Yeah.
Once you get inside, I'm sure we'll find the rest of your friends. They might have even already turned up as we speak. I've heard there's some commotion going in the dock district. Maybe they already found one of your other friends. Who knows? But for now, let's get you into a cell and let the lady know that you're here, so she may get some information and help you find your friends.
Perhaps not a cell. Anywhere else, Bashir is not like cells. A bad experience.
I'll see what I can do for you, friend, as the guard smiles. You've been cooperative, so I'll try to do my best. And they're going to escort you into the Warden's Tower. You and Scritch enter. Jack and Rubik, you kind of come up now at the intersection over here. Right here in the road. And up ahead, you actually can see a large tower where the wagons and a couple horsemen in nice armor are all now stopping and unmounting, and it looks like they're disembarking into the tower. A very large fortified tower, and looks to be of some sort of peace or protection group that takes care of the townsfolk here, the law or authority, if you will, of this place. As you look down this way, you can see that there's still lots of villagers kind of scattering. This area looks a lot more busier, and you can see as you're staying there, while they're coming to this intersection as well, you actually see Ivan and Rask being escorted by wardens. Rask and Ivan, you see Rubik and Jack just kind of standing there huffing and puffing as a little blue glowing thing kind of hovers between the two of them. Rubik! Jack!
There they are.
Oi.
A point for the warden that came with us that took the notes.
Perfect. Your friends Rubik and Jack. Crosses them off those little notes. Now that we have found most of your friends, we only need to find a couple more. It seems they already have Scritch and Bashir. And you're kind of shouting over to them as you're like getting ready to cross into the intersection. After about a couple more seconds of travel, you guys are now face to face. You guys see that there are about 10 other wardens with them, or I'm sorry, not 10, 5 other wardens with them. 2 of them on horseback and the rest on foot. And they're just kind of all staring, looking at you guys, very, very interested in who you guys are, what you're doing there. Like you guys are a lot of excitement for them. They don't see a lot of things like this. Maybe off of the ships, but never just random people start teleporting into their village. They are very intrigued by you guys, needless to say. These were the head warden there, the gentleman you guys were speaking to on the boat. He kind of looks to you, Rubik and Jack, and he says, "Welcome. You are welcome to our village here, and I hope that you come in peace. Of course, we talked to your comrades here. We have some more of your comrades at the Warden's Tower, and would like you all to come with us and just get your full story to the head warden here."
Rask is actually going to turn around and face the guy and name, because he realizes that he hasn't gotten anyone's name.
Of course. My name is Julian, at your service. You may call me Warden.
Warden? Not guard?
No, not a guard. We are actually a group that has been paid by the villager or by the local king here. This is one of his villages, and he's actually hired the wardens. I guess you can call us a mercenary guild too, but we've been here for so long that our guild's been kind of just merged with this kingdom now, and we keep the peace of all villages and small towns and settlements that the kingdom resides in. You can pretty much consider them a part of the Empire of Humans, but they're the most northern kingdom you could consider.
Do they look experienced?
These wardens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not as experienced, obviously, as you guys, but they seem experienced.
Right, they're not just like run-of-the-mill people. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Scritch and Bashir have gotten into, but I think they were captured.
Well, they haven't blown up yet. We would have heard it.
Scritch ate cookies and potions.
If anything, he might be feeling a little more invigorated than usual.
And he's probably still hungry. That's all he's eating.
And that's exactly what I said. I was surprised that's all he took.
I mean, me and Jack had a nice roast pig. The people of this town are quite generous.
I just got bombarded with questions and wardens. I didn't get a meal.
Rask looks a little bit sad, and he's like, Rask got asked for drinks, and then didn't get drinks.
You gotta fix it, guy.
I'm sorry, Rask. That's tough.
Other person got denied drinks by girl.
Poor sap.
Rubik's confused. Drinks. You were at the bar without us.
Ship. Not the bar.
You had an entire meal without us.
It's just a quick nip.
Exactly. An entire meal. You said you had a whole freaking pig, and I know you're not going to let any of that go to waste.
Hey, there was family there and kids. They needed to eat too.
Yeah, you probably threatened them until you got food.
Some of the
There's
wardens
a bomb in that tower, Warden. It's in the shape of a little goblin.
Wait. So the goblin speaks the truth that he will blow everyone up?
Yeah. Yep. Goblin
says,
comes into contact with blood. The whole tower goes boom.
Perhaps you should come with us immediately and cut your reunion short. We would need you to come there and talk the goblin not to doing any of that and making sure.
I hope you're not roughing him up. That would make blood, and then big boom.
No, of course we do not harm any of the hostages or any prisoners. Quickly, let's get moving. And he kind of looks at the rest of the wardens. Quickly now, let's make sure that nothing happens to the goblin and get back to the Great Warden. And you see that the guards kind of quickly start to pick up the pace a little bit.
That one said hostages.
Right.
Hostages?
That doesn't sound good.
And you see that he kind of stops himself, and Julian says, well, now what I mean is if things go wrong, they would obviously be a hostage. But as long as you guys all cooperate with us, we shouldn't have any problems. We just need to make sure you're vetted. We don't know who you are, and we have to take our own precautions.
Well, let's hope for everyone's sake that things don't go wrong.
Agreed. He nods as he seems that you guys are. There are quite a few of you, and you're not. They can obviously tell that you guys are adventurers too, of pretty great caliber. He kind of is very quick to move towards the tower, and you guys do get there very, very fast. When you arrive, you actually see a bunch of other wardens coming from the forest, arriving off in the distance. And you can see in shackles they have Vree, the half-orc.
Nice. Surprising.
You see that they're all pretty bruised up, and they don't look too good. But they have her. But she's coming still far off in the distance, and you see the warden turns around and says, they found your friend over there, the orc.
Might want to let her go.
Yes, we shall let her go as well. He the other guard, let our friends inside and let them seat the Grand Warden immediately, as he makes it very clear that They don't have any time to waste, and they do not want bad things to happen with this goblin.
Okay, maybe get the goblin outside, and maybe just give me the key. I'll unlock her, and your men can, maybe back up because she's.
Of course, and
she's gonna,
he says, "Let us."
She's gonna hurt you guys.
He's just gonna run inside, very quickly. He just runs. He just gets inside as fast as he can. So you guys are
Rask is
standing
gonna pluck the
outside.
key instead.
What's up?
Rask is gonna pluck the key from Rubik and walk over instead.
Okay. So you grab the key from Rubik as he gets it from Julian, and you see that Julian runs inside the tower to go alarm the rest of the members of the warden that this little goblin is actually a bomb, and they do not want him in there whatsoever. So you kind of see him running there, and so the other wardens are very nervous. They seem kind of like, what's going? A couple of them kind of want more answers. They've only heard a couple of your stories. They don't really know in depth of really all who of you are. And one of them speaks up and says, "The Bone Collectors. Do you mean that mercenary guild with that young Azamar who's traveling Zaldines, trying to protect the realm?"
That's exactly the one.
I heard of them. I heard they saved the Wood Elves of the Ember Citadel. You hear rumors start like whispering between some of the wardens. Eventually, you see Vree eventually starts walking over, and within distance now, and she kind of like walks over, and the rest of the guards nervously kind of like walk her over to you, Kuuretsu, or Rask, I'm sorry, and you see that the one guard says, "Be careful, she bites," and you see that he kind of like has a huge black eye, and he has blood coming from his nose, and he just hands you the chain.
Rask grins when he says that she bites, and then he's just gonna unlock it, and just go, "I know."
As soon as you unlock it, she reaches for her. They hand her supplies, and when she grabs her sword, she swings around, and you see them all kind of scream like almost like little girls, and they just run away in the sense like they are just terrified of her. And she just goes, "With all of you," and she just kind of swings her sword and then puts it back onto her back, and she looks at all of you. "Thank you, Bone Collectors." She smiles as she reaches down, and she's going to tighten her boots.
Surprised they even got you in the first place.
I let them catch me. And she pulls up her the rest of her boots, and you see that there's actually a younger ranger that's a part of these warden, and he's going to walk over and he's going to remove his hood as he is an older halfling-looking gentleman, but he rides a large mastiff dog into combat, and he's the only one who rides a mount in their forest group of wardens. He's going to walk over to Vree and says, "My lady, it was a pleasure to catch you. If you ever need anyone to chase after you again, please do not hesitate to call me." And he's going to give her a wildflower. She's just going to cut it in half with her hand, just kind of like chop it with her fingernails. And he's just going to smile, "As delicate as you are." And he's going to back away and walk back inside.
Aww.
Damn halfling. She just kind of snarls, always thinking they're faster than us. Little feet. Ugh. And she looks over as one of the wardens is a halfling staring at her. "No offense." "Mean offense," she just yells at him. They're always just so nice, too. Ugh, you can be mean to them, and they'll still just roll off their shoulder.
Oh, speaking of being nice, and I'm going to look to one of the halflings. Might you have a pair of gloves I could buy off you? And I'm going to look at his hands. Do they look about the same size as Scritch's?
The halfling, for the most part,
I mean,
yeah.
For a mixed pair of gloves.
Okay, the halfling looks at his hands and he says, "These are my riding gloves, though."
Maybe some nails.
I won't have riding gloves if I give you these riding gloves. I will not have riding gloves, and I ride the wagon, so I need the riding gloves.
Could you not buy more?
Oh no, oh boy! And you see that he starts putting his hand in his head. He's thinking about it really hard as he takes his hat off, and you see you're making this halfling think really hard about this decision. I've never been offered from mercenaries before. I've never dealt with you, and
I'm gonna hold up 5 gold pieces.
The gloves are yours, and he's just gonna hand you the gloves instantly.
Cool. And I'll keep those in my hand for when Scritch comes outside.
Jam it on him.
Yeah.
So Bashir, as quickly as you are brought inside, and you are basically kind of like, I wouldn't say you're put in a cell, but you're put in a small, like, it's almost funny, kind of like it's their own version of a little playpen for kids.
Oh, come on.
And you see that they hook you to the wall, but as soon as that happens, you see that one of the guards steps forward. He's the bomb!
Real quick.
The green one's the bomb. Yeah.
Real quick.
Go on.
As they're walking us in, Bashir would have spoken to Scritch and Goblin, because he's pretty sure that they don't speak Goblin. He just would have said, "Now Scritch, if the worst comes to worst, and this is another Ember Citadel situation, when I remove my ring, You bite your hand.
Oh God.
Oh
And
God.
you see, when you say that, his eyes widen and he smiles and he says, "You got it, dude."
Oh no.
He's gonna look him in the eye. When I remove it, only I.
No. I'll remove it. He's gonna like reach over his hand, start gnawing on his hand.
I will immediately just like reach away. It's like,
You yank on the chains, and you yank on the chains. Come on, man! And he's just gonna kind of get mad at you.
hey, you children, all of you.
You said I blow up. I blow up now. The guard looks at you, and as soon as he says that, what do you mean blow up? And you see a guard run up the stairs. Finally, do not. He's a bomb. The green one's a bomb. And you see the guard kind of falls over and out of breath, and he says, "He's not safe. We need to get him out of here." The head warden says that he's not safe. He's not safe. He has some sort of magical bomb in him. And the other warden holding him just kind of like instantly lets go of the chains and then hits them back up. So, and he's going to unlock you both. Quickly, come with me. And you are now freed, Bashir. And you see Scritch is now freed, and he's looking around the room, not following.
Bashir will just walk up to him, grab him by the back of the head, and literally just lead him out the door.
Don't get me door.
I'm ignoring anything he says. I'm just walking out and apologizing to any guards that we walk by. And if any of them give me the wrong eye, I will.
And you're just kind of ignoring him as you're following the guards very quickly. And you are all now reunited. And oh, does it feel so good. You see that Scritch and Bashir are being escorted by like 7 warden with heavy, like they're all running out there like it's a bomb threat. And you see that as you guys they're escorted out there, you see the head warden is now is approaching all of you, as she's been given all the information she needs from her other officers. She approaches and she looks over and she looks at a parchment. I'm looking for the one they call Rubik.
Yep.
You are their leader, from what I've gathered.
So I've been told. What is it?
She kind of doesn't know where to begin. And she looks at Scritch, looks at Bashir, looks over at Ivan, looks at you and Jack, and just kind of looks over at everybody in general, just not even knowing what to do with any of you and how to handle, where to even start. I've been told by several people, still reports coming in actually, that you and your friends here have arrived from a Grand Seer of Warrenheim. Am I getting this correct? She seems like this is just the most bizarre, like, bone collectors being helped by a great wizard of Warrenheim, like, what's going, like, this seems very far-fetched. Please fill me in, she just seems very lost. Am I getting this correct, Lord Rubik?
That would seem to be the case. Is this a problem?
I'm just very lost. Why did the Grand Seer not come himself? I don't understand. And why was our Grand Seer not informed? I don't understand.
You also have a Grand Seer.
Yes, all of the human civilizations have a Grand Seer. Each one has great magical powers that have been given to each city to help them.
I'm aware. I meant here. He's not here.
No, not quite in this village. No, he is further into this, further to the north.
Oh, good. We go to the north. We go to the northern sea.
You are in the kingdom of Harrowhelm. Do you not know this?
No, this matters not to us. We are the bone collectors.
She just kind of like face palms almost, and she says, "Take information." She says, "You wish to speak to the Grand Seer then of Harrowhelm."
Well, if he's better than the last Grand Seer at teleporting his places, it might be a good help.
You see one of the halflings draw a sword. How dare they speak ill of a Grand Seer? Keep your blade, Warden. Please have more patience than that. Just because they mock our Grand Seers does not mean we are to draw a blade against the innocent.
I didn't say anything about mocking him. He sent us here with his dying breath. I assume he's dead on the battlefield at this point.
You see they kind of all seem sad at this news of a Grand Seer dying, a Grand Seer passing. They seem very upset at this news. Thank you for telling this information.
You thank us for his death. You're a strange bunch.
I thank you for telling me of his death, not of his death. I'm sure you're not the cause of it. And if you were, we would be having a different conversation all in general. She smiles.
Well,
Now tell me, Rubik of the Bone Collectors, what is your business here, and why would a Grand Seer send you all this way from Warrenheim?
how far are we from Grieven?
You're very far. You're like 6 months, half a year travel on horseback. Like if you were on the other, almost on the other, you're almost to the other side of the continent of Zeldine. You're reaching the very edge of Zeldine. Like you're any further, you're going to be off of Zeldine and into the Great Sea, going north to Faerun.
Well, it seems that just we probably shouldn't talk about this here. Your wardens seem to be a little hot-headed. I wouldn't want them to act all foolish.
She notices that you're actually right. Roll persuasion though.
A quick question. Were we just let out at this point, or did we have me and Scritch get our stuff back and we're?
Oh yeah. As they're talking, you're giving your stuff back. You're freed, and you're kind of standing with your comrades now. And Jack and Scritch are reunited, and you can see that Scritch is instantly jumping on your shoulder, dragging Jack, and is like hugging your face.
Natural 20.
A natural 20?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So you see, she agrees, and you see that after you kind of after your properness and you wanting to talk in secret, she actually respects you a great more deal now, and you can see she's very serious about wanting to work out something with you and helping you. You've pretty much just befriended her in that sense, just right there with you doing all that little with that little persuasion there. She's going to lead you. Yeah, Hank status. She leads you. She leads you into the tower, and when you sit down, you can see it's barren. There are only a couple wardens left inside who are terrified of what's going on out there. The threat is fine. The goblin, yes, is a threat, but can control himself. As she invites all of you in to the tower.
Bashir will make a face that he can control himself.
Yeah, that's Rubik's like, that's not totally true.
I'll look towards Scritch, and I'll walk up and I'll hand him the gloves and I'll say, Scritch, I got a present for you.
A present? Okay.
These are special riding gloves.
Special riding gloves.
Yes, they'll come in handy especially when you're riding on the back of Jack here.
Ah, yeah. I got my saddle. Need my gloves. He's gonna reach for the gloves as they're still out of reach. Give me.
I'll hand them. Be sure to keep them on as much as you can.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Wait, this wouldn't have to do with my hands.
Well, they're special riding gloves. You ride Jack. How does that not make sense? I don't want you to fall off.
Roll a deception check. God. Even though you were telling the truth, you're not telling the whole truth.
It's not a negative.
It's not a negative. Jack, do you want to help?
18.
Good. Yeah, sure. I'll help him.
All right, he will give you advantage then. What do you tell Scritch, Jack?
Yeah, it's to help you hold on to me. Wouldn't want you to fall.
So he just looks at the gloves and he just kind of starts biting on him a little bit, and then he just kind of grabs the saddle of Jack and he says, "Teddy," as he kind of kicks your shoulders if he's trying to buck a horse to go get moving.
Okay, you're gonna cut that shit out though.
Okay, sorry, friend. He's just gonna kind of smile and be kind of embarrassed, like a kid got caught stealing candy. And as the warden invites you all into the tower, do you guys all decide to go, or do you wish to kind of talk a little bit by yourselves outside first? Do you want to just talk in private as a group, or?
Bashir would basically walk behind Rubik, and he's maintaining the slight ruse of him being a clan leader because he's the first people to not immediately call him on his bullshit. And they also think he's a dragon, so he's acting like it.
Like, hell yeah.
Pretty much.
Rask
Yeah,
wants to stay outside, though.
Okay, Rask, you want to stay outside?
Yeah.
All right, Jack and Scritch, do you guys decide? Do you decide to stay outside? Because if you do, Scritch will. Or do you want to go in?
I was staying outside.
Okay, the guards and the wardens prefer it, so
I'll go in if you.
They prefer Scritch outside.
Weird.
Yes, yeah, weird, right? So Bashir and Ivan will go inside while Rask, Scritch, and Jack stay outside. So the group's split in half. But Jack, you actually still see that that pixie is still off in the distance. He's just kind of staring at you.
What about Vree?
Vree is there, but she's kind of keeping to herself, and you can see she's just looking out, and she's actually staring off in the ocean.
Can I help you?
The pixie just kind of says, well, duh, I'm still waiting for you and that dumb dwarf to pick your prize. You saved me, didn't you?
What kind
Got
of
a talking light
prize?
Man, all you humanoids frustrate me so much.
Oh, I'm sorry I let you out of a goddamn tea kettle.
Well, you saved a pixie of the forest. I can grant you a wish of the forest. Unless you're not gonna be in my forest, then don't bother about the wish. Then I'll just leave. And he kind of pretends to start flying away as if he's waiting for you to say no.
Wait.
No, don't go. We'll miss you and stuff.
Wait. Am I still there? Or am I just going inside by myself?
Yeah, you're going inside. I wouldn't say you could hear them anymore.
You're not by yourself, Ruben.
Yeah, you're not by yourself though. You are going in with Bashir and Ivan.
By myself.
By yourself, you wish to go in?
Ouch.
Oh no.
Okay.
He's just singing a song.
Oh. So yeah, so the pixie is. Do you want to try to stop the pixie?
Yeah, I'll try to stop
Check.
it.
All right, roll persuasion.
No, don't go. We'll miss you and stuff.
Why is a light asking you to pick something?
21.
So you persuade the pixie to stop and make him stay, and he looks at you and says, "Now you're just being sarcastic."
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not really, know a lot about forest.
I kind of point at myself.
I could agree to this. You don't look like you know much about the forest. I could agree to this, yes.
So I don't really know what your forest magic does.
Rask, you hear this as well as Scritch, and Scritch looks at you, Jack. Your friend looks like he tastes good. Let's eat him.
Yeah, let's not.
Why is it blue? Wait, has Rask seen pixies before?
You've seen fairies. Yeah, you've seen Trell. You've seen pixies before of different shapes and colors.
And is it common knowledge that only I don't think Rask has ever heard of a pixie granting a wish.
Correct. You've never heard of that, unless you wish to roll a history check.
Sure, I'll roll a history check. Wait, is it trained? No, it's not. So I won't roll a history check. Rask is just gonna go. Rask has never heard of a pixie granting a wish.
Well, it's not a pixie thing. It is more of our tribe of pixies. My father, he says that we must obey all of the rules, and the rules are that if we are saved by those that have taken the time to help us for no greater good, then we are to give them something greater and something good. So I'm here to present the greater good. Now, what would you like from my forest, or do you not want my help? And he kind of gets agitated as he has to keep repeating himself.
I want your help, but I don't know what that entails. I don't know what I'm allowed to ask for.
Well, that safe passage, or if you wish to eat, if you're hungry, I could offer you some food. If you wish to find a a great magical item of some sort, I could take you
That
there.
one.
Rask is also going to cover Scritch's mouth before he can say something about food.
Yeah. And the pixie kind of smiles. Ah, so there's a magical item you seek. That I can help you with.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Ah, well, I know of several in the forest, if you don't mind me saying. And you see he's trying to like brag about his knowledge of the magical items that reside in his forest. Our forest, you see here, is very, very well taken care of by many creatures, and it's very famous, you know.
Something
No,
useful
I
for
just
him.
said I didn't know about the forest.
But let me tell you about the forest. And you see while Rubik and them are going inside now, the pixie's going to fill you all in about his forest.
Oh boy.
Rask, oh boy.
3 hours later.
Yeah.
And that was the
Rask
first
might
of our
wander off.
10,000 generation. Now on to the
Right.
next.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And that was just the first of the trees. No. So you, Rubik, Bashir, and Ivan, you guys enter the tower, and you can see that the head warden, she sits down at this table, and the rest of the wardens around her kind of gather around, and they pull up some chairs for you guys to sit down in.
I will sit down.
Yep.
Bashir will, I guess, stand on the chair to be able to actually see over the table.
All right.
Because I assume the chair isn't big enough for him.
Yes.
I just mentioned just kind of in passing, just it seems you've clipped my baby dragon's wings. His parents won't be happy.
Bashir will have a shit-eating grin, and he'll sort of shoot a look at the guy the warden who captured him.
The warden looks over and kind of seems embarrassed now that he's starting to realize that you might not be a dragon. And the head warden, she looks at all three of you, and she says, "I appreciate you coming in to talk to me in private. The rest of you, please leave." And the rest of the wardens are going to leave outside.
I turned to Bashir. I like baby dragon better than bush.
Bashir prefers it as well.
Yeah, but you look like a bush.
Bashir doesn't have his ghillie suit on.
Yeah, he doesn't have his ghillie suit on right now.
Oh.
That's why everybody thinks he looks like just a little tiny lizard or a little dragon folk.
My brain's broken.
That's
Bush.
fine. It was last week. But
You're not
yeah,
using
his ghillie suit's in his pack.
Cheers, baby dragon now.
Yes. When Bashir is standing, he's got his hands behind his back, like military drill sergeant inspecting. He's just sort of he's trying to look as regal as he can because the dragon comments are going to his head a bit.
All right. She looks at all three of you and she says, "Thank you for seeing me in private. What do you wish to talk about, Lord Rubik?"
Well, it appears a death of a Grand. What was his title? Grand Seer?
Yes, the Grand Seer.
Ah, yes, the Grand Seer. His death was soon in coming otherwise, but he's quite sick. But he helped defend a fort against an overwhelming force, at least for a time, and quickly helped us make our escape. You're far from this coming conflict, but you should notify your kingdom. You should be writing this down. Just point at the table.
You see, she is writing it down, and she looks at you and she says, "There's a great danger you speak of. What do you mean?"
Well, it's an army, most likely with lots of demons, centaurs, giants of many sizes, 15 feet, 20 feet, 40, 60 feet, quite large.
Wait, you speak of demons?
Yes. Demons, the ones from the other planes. They're evil.
We slayed one maybe a few days ago.
So these are no good. But yes, the demons, they're coming, and so the Empire near Graven will need support soon. They've already lost several forward positions and towns without even a word of warning sent backwards. It's not even time to light the signal fires.
So you're saying Grieven and Warrenheim are both under attack?
If not now, soon.
How is this possible?
Demons. I've explained this already. Let's keep moving forward.
I'm sorry, but there's been no word of this. Everyone's been saying the trade routes are fine.
They've been overwhelmed without even a chance to light the signal fires. You understand overwhelmed. This is the wrong word.
Yes, I'm sorry. This is just all very, very. I apologize. She kind of snaps back out of her scared state. I will alert the Harrowhelm Kingdom immediately. She's writing this down. Can you tell me who's behind this? Is there another kingdom, or is there someone is someone leading this group of demons? And you said centaurs?
Yes, centaurs, although they seem to be enslaved, they're not very happy about it. The giants, too, they're not all bad folk, but, they don't want to all have their families decimated by these demon folk. Yep, the demons. We've been over this.
Bashir's gonna look over at Rubik. Did they not speak of a particular demon?
Well, I don't know if it was a demon. It was the red man. He had a floating sword. The giant was quite scared of him, and no one seemed to have liked him.
Floating sword and a red man.
We weren't tasked to investigate quite yet.
No, our lord. We were on another mission until we were waiting on word from a Pegasus to learn otherwise. Another gift from the Grand Seer before he passed.
Jesus, she kind of looks at all of you. Who are you?
We are the bone collectors. He's just going to look at them like it's a normal thing.
She just seems stunned at all this information. I have to alert them immediately. I have to alert the other kingdoms. I thank you for this information, bone collectors. I can't thank you enough. I have to go myself, though. I must go and deliver this news.
We do require one thing.
Yes.
We are going to need passage to Faerun.
You're traveling across the Great Sea.
We are. Can you provide any information that might help? Anybody you might know that might be able to take us? There's merchant guilds that come in all the time. You could probably catch a ride with one of them. Many merchants that come in here. They have 10 guilds that do business here. I don't have time, though. I have to get this letter back to Harrowhelm. She's going to immediately reach out and she stands up. What's up?
Rubik will slam the table if she goes to stand up.
She stops for a moment and sits back down. Why do you stop me?
We can't. We don't need a maybe. We are the tip of the spear, the vanguard into hell. We will retrieve our brother and come back and slay more demons. But we can't depend on merchant ships with their fancy rugs and silk. They won't. And I will commandeer ships, and there will be bloodshed in your town. We need a guarantee. The merchants will fight us, and we will gladly fight them.
All right.
What is this evolved into?
You're right. I will make sure that the merchants will allow you passage. Give me one moment. Let me work on a letter to give to you that you may give to one of the merchant guilds that will allow you to commandeer space under their ship as payment under the Great Wardens of Harrowhelm. Please give me one moment, and she's going to run up the stairs as fast as she can. I have to grab my sigil, and she screams as she's running up the stairs.
I see you run quite well, Rubik.
Rubik shrugs. Just like gives Bashir and Ivan a wink, and I'm gonna pull out a piece of parchment, fine parchment, ink and quill, and I start scrawling like a quick letter saying to the wardens of the Harrowhelm. This is confirmation that of the assistance at great cost to the bone collectors. The squad ran by Rubik, the Lord Rubik. I scratch it out, Lord Rubik.
You just write Lord like in tiny letters in between.
Yeah, like you crunch into the sentence between and above.
What? And then down at the bottom, I put witnessed by Baby Dragon, aka, and then the bomb maker, and then I like slide it over, so that the other two can sign it.
You see that Rubik signs as he kind of sits backwards on the bench. He kind of like lets you two look over the piece of paper that he just signed.
I'll kind of read it. Go ahead.
Bashir will scratch out Baby Dragon, and he'll write in Bashir, Dragon Lord and leader of the Forest Clan.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh God. All right.
And the bomb maker.
I actually am royalty, so I take offense to this.
Wait a second, you're royalty.
Yes, he's royalty.
Before you guys go, you actually hear whistling down the hall, like kind of like a.
God.
I'm waiting for my ears to.
I'll poke my head, like, kind of around to see if I can hear where that's coming from.
Hey, bone collectors, it's me.
I'll go up towards the voice.
Your friend, and you see that down a hall. There's some cells.
Cells, yeah.
Oh.
Who might we have here?
Oh no.
It's your friend from the long time no see, I should say. Just if you wouldn't mind letting me out, I know you'll all do the same since you've helped me before, and I helped you.
It's the swordsman, dude.
Yeah, as you approach, you see it's the swordsman from the Ember Citadel that you freed long ago.
The
guy who took out half of the
NPCs. It starts with the Dean.
He didn't give you his real name. He just wanted to give you he told us this is what people call him.
Yeah.
That's what people call me.
Are you? What are you even doing here?
Ivan, he looks happy to see you. I've gotten caught again. Unfortunately, I got caught by pirates. They traded me here. Small world kind of thing. Anyways,
how the hell do I keep running into you?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I heard Rubik's voice shouting down the hallway. At the Grand Warden, I presume. Give him hell, Rubik. As you see the swordsman's rooting for Rubik.
Going to get the boat we want.
Well, how about you get me out?
I don't know if that's in my power.
Why wouldn't it not be? Rubik seems to control most things that he comes across. He scares them and takes control. That's what happens, is it not?
Why did they decide to keep you in here? I mean, if you were captured and traded, why are you here?
So you caught my bluff. I killed a fisherman for some food. I was hungry. He pulled a dagger on me after he caught me stealing some of his fish, and I told him that I don't need to beg from a fisherman, so he came at me. I chopped off his arm. I let him live. It was just a flesh wound.
Do you not know how to fish?
I don't need to fish. I'm a swordsman.
Oh, but you kill for fish.
Exactly. Yeah, but just take for fish. I don't need to kill. And once they come at me, then I have to kill them. Or maim them, then tell them I'll kill them if I don't maim them some more. You obviously, Ivan, you don't understand the life of a swordsman. You're of noble blood, Leon, if you will, as he bows to you. Like, he bows very, over dramatically to you. Don't wish to upset you, my lord, as he kind of just makes a big deal about it. Now, please let me out of this cage. Come on, Ivan. You have pull here. These wardens here are your friends. You just told them of grave news. They don't have time for me. They're going to forget all about me. I'll be last week's news.
What do I get out of it? Clearly, you get set free, which is a big plus for you, but for me, it's actually an inconvenience.
I'll give you one of my swords. If they give me my stuff back.
I don't know, insight to see, I don't know. He's lying, but
to be fair,
he's always lying.
I just get his stuff and leave
him. He's always lying. To be fair, we can take his stuff.
Is his name Dev?
24.
Yes. Yep. That is his nickname, Dev. Well done, Retsu.
24.
24. You see that you look him over and you can see he's lying. Fine, you cut my bluff. I don't have all my swords together yet. They're actually still all with other people, and I need to get them back. I have other swords though that I'll give you. They're not mine. They're just swords I've come across. They took them from me. I'll give them to you.
I have no use for swords.
Come on now. They're actually quite.
See all the swords that I use. Oh, I'm just gonna start pulling out nothing.
Perhaps you can use them to sell for other things that you use for your alchemy, right? I know that's your thing, alchemy. You throw bombs, you do all sorts of things.
It is. I'm not really in a dire need for money.
Dev just kind of shrugs his shoulders. Well, fine then. Do you know how to pilot your own ship?
I can't.
I can.
Ooh, can you now?
Yes, I can navigate with ships and. I'm gonna put my hand to my head real quick to talk out a game. He can navigate with land vehicles, and water vehicles.
Okay.
I can navigate with any sorts of vehicle or any animal. You just let me spend a little time with the creature or object, and I can persuade it to go my way.
That sounds
But
so
we're
creepy.
already getting passage. We're already getting space on a boat. You don't have a boat, do you?
You just have an answer for everything, don't you, Ivan? As you see that Dev just gets fed up with your responses. Fine then, just leave me here to die. And he's just gonna lay down as he just gives up.
Well, they're nice people. They won't kill you.
Roll persuasion.
Ivan, we can't guarantee that.
Rubik! You hear Dev yell for you. You are more reasonable than Ivan. Please come down here. I'll kill for you.
9.
You see.
I'll kill for
You see
you.
that
He's take my kills.
You basically still see that he's unsettled and just is trying to any way to get out of here. Please, I've been in here for 2 weeks. I can't stand it anymore. I'm going crazy. All these wardens talk about is helping the people and doing justice and this blah blah blah. I'm just sick of it. I need to get out of here.
Those damn people.
They're just these wardens are too happy and they make me sick. They fight for the people. Why not fight for yourself? You'll make more money. They complain about it all the time. And I tell them, if you make more money just killing for yourself or killing for someone who has more money than you, it just makes more sense. That's how the world goes round.
They seem to have different values than you.
Just let me out, Ivan, and I promise you'll not regret it. I'll help you. I'll make sure you get safe passage wherever you're going. How about that?
I'll speak with the warden.
Really?
That's about as much as I can offer right now.
All right.
It's not up to me for them to let you go.
You help me. You talk to the warden. I will give you safe passage to your next location. How about that?
And most I can do is put in a good word. I'll do what I can.
All right, deal. He reaches his hand out.
I'm not going to shake it.
Ivan, we must make a deal here.
You can trust my word.
What? They told me they were going to feed me today. I have not yet seen food.
I'll throw him a ration.
Oh. Oh, it looks like I'm already one up on the board then.
And I'll walk away.
He just seems to feed and he just starts eating the bread. Well, it's still good. Stale but good. And you leave. You three outside. The pixie is about done explaining how the first Ents came to be in their forest. Now,
Oh my god.
Ents came to be in our forest. The unicorn was... Oh, sorry, Rask, what were you going to say?
No, Rask is just like gonna grab him. Try and grab him.
Roll grapple check.
It's strength or what? I don't
It is your strength versus his athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
And you will get advantage.
I can roll exactly 7.
Double 7, I like it. You reach for him and he gets out of your grasp. Why do all of you keep trying to grab me? I'm the Prince of Pixies. How dare you? Now, as I was saying, the first unicorn came to be.
You're the
after
prince
Dawn
of
Age.
someone running their mouth. You're
God damn
you give
it.
this one a run for his money, and I'm like pointing at Scourge.
Scourge is actually listening the entire time. Go on! Keep talking! This is fun! And he just kind of looks at everybody as he's just kind of like gnawing on his own foot. And the pixie smiles. See, at least the goblin seems interested. Now, as I was
Does the one
thinking,
you're asking to pick a wish for seem like he's interested?
He looks
He's
over at
actually
Jack.
interested.
Just give me my magical item, please.
I can't really tell. I can only see my reflection in his face, and I look very handsome, if I might add, as he kind of fixes his ponytail and readjusts his little tiara on his head.
Trust me, you're not.
Oh.
Roll persuasion.
Okay, well,
Rask will try to.
Not vicious mockery.
Yeah, is it vicious mockery?
24.
Jesus Christ.
I'm quite hurt, Jack. I'm not trying. Oh, these yeah. Ooh, these are tears of anger right now because I'm angry at you. And he's just trying not to cry.
So
I am beautiful and I am just. I am beautiful and I am just. You hear him repeating these words.
Jesus Christ.
Now, I will forgive you, Jack. If you would just like to tell your dwarf friend and discuss what your wish would be for freeing me, I will just get out of your hair head. As he looks at you, have no hair.
I want a magical item, and Rubik's wish is for you to go grab it for me and bring it back.
I can't give you the item. I actually have to take you there, unfortunately.
Like a teleport or something?
No, we have to walk. Well, I'm going to fly. I'm a Prince Pixie, you see. It is it is quite a few days travel though, depending on I mean it is the closest magical item I know of in the forest.
Of course it is. What is it?
It is actually a magical gauntlet. A glove, if you will, a giant metal glove you would wear on your hand. Only one though.
Well, good news for me is I can't wear those.
Oh. Well, I suppose the gauntlet will sit then.
So
no reason to adventure. So I guess my wish I do not need to give, and I can just fly away.
Psych, grab him.
You want to grab him?
Yep.
I will help.
All right.
Can I help?
Brass, do you want to try to grab him again too?
Yeah.
This
is it normal or is it with advantage
it's not
again?
normal for both of you. Yeah.
What is it?
It's your strength check.
Just strength, not like athletics?
Not athletics for us.
No, it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's athletics for him. Yeah.
Strength or athletics for us?
It's your athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics. That he gets the choice.
Right. Ah, okay.
18.
19.
20.
You basically grasp, you swat, you grab, and you actually like hit the pixie right into Jack's hands, and Jack catches it.
Nice. Wishbone. No,
God.
we're not pulling. That's
Whoever gets
horrible.
the bigger piece gets the wish.
And Jack, you're hanging out. You're now cupping the pixie, and you hear the pixie. Let me out.
This poor pixie.
And I'm cringed.
Well, okay,
I don't know.
I wouldn't say
He's
poor
been
pixie.
torturing us.
He's a bit of an ass.
He's been torturing us with tales
He's
of
been captured by this little girl for I don't know how long.
And
It's gonna be captured for me for longer.
So Jack,
oh God.
so Jack,
The girl's only
what
like
do you
4,
wish to do with
so.
the pixie? What do you wish to do with the pixie now that you have it in your hands?
It's also in Rask's hands.
No, I knocked it into his hands.
Oh, okay.
That's how I was
It
helping.
was like a slam dunk.
Oh my
Damn.
God, that's terrifying.
The pixie started playing where Rask just jumped up and stuffed the pixie right into Jack's hands.
Like a turkey.
What were the other options for wishes? Magical item, safe passage.
He was going down the list: safe passage, a feast if you wish.
No. It's a waste of a wish.
Wow. Scritch would not say that.
Well, that's because I'm not Scritch.
That's fair.
And you don't need to eat it all.
Yeah, I don't
Actually,
need
see,
to eat or
Scritch-
breathe.
You hear Scritch whisper to you, Jack, and he says, "The food sounds like a good idea."
Shut up, Scritch.
Wow.
He just kind of rolls his eyes.
Yeah, wow.
Jack wears the pants in this relationship now.
He sure
For
does.
now.
He's got a pixie in his hands.
Now that Jack has had one day of freedom from Scritch, he's like, I am my own man.
Ooh, what if you can take the curse off of Scritch? Or Skirt. Or, yeah, Scritch.
Scritch.
Don't
Scritch.
you dare say Scritch's name.
You see the pixies just shouting, "Let me out! Let me out!"
What is this one's name?
He's a prince of something. I don't know. Prince of Pixies. That's all he says. Forget his real name.
Can he help if we cross the sea?
You hear muttering, but you can't really hear the words.
I'll like crack my hands open just a little bit so they can talk.
As soon as you do, you see his little hand trying to reach out, and he's trying to break free. Damn it, let me go! Blast you big people, you giants! I can help you of the sea if that's what you're asking. Yes,
Once we cross sea,
I can help you to a certain part. Your main voyage, I can help you in the start of your voyage, but once you leave a certain part, you're out of my area. You're out of my aura. Scritch kind of whispers, "Unless we take him with us."
well, yeah, obviously we would take him with us.
Then aura stays forever. As Scritch smiles and looks evil at the pixie.
Yeah, Scritch just gonna like cover his face. Does this one mean his aura or the forest's aura?
Yes, good point. The forest aura is where my power is granted from.
Insight check.
Yeah, is insight check.
Yes. Both of you can. Ooh.
22.
24.
Oh, you always got to one up me.
And the pixie says, I assure you, it's the truth, and you can tell he is telling the truth. He can help you to a certain point, and his powers mostly come from the forest. You can tell that this pixie is powerful on his own, though.
Can't escape that little girl, though.
No.
He also can't escape our hands.
Couldn't get his way out of a fucking tea kettle.
Does that mean that he couldn't get out of a cardboard box?
I mean, if it was closed on him.
That's true. You kind of hear him shout, the main problem I have is that little girl took my wand, and now I have nothing to use my spells through. I have no focus, you see, and I need something to focus through. I need a new arcane focus, or I need to find my wand back from the girl.
Do you know where it is?
Heavens no, it could be with that creepy wooden doll she made me sit next to for the first tea party I was a part of.
Yeah, I'm not going back to that house.
Tea party?
Scritch looks at you and whispers again, Jack, maybe the little girl has food.
Maybe, Scritch, maybe you should go.
Okay, where? And he's getting ready to jump down from your saddle.
Last house on the right, I guess.
Last house on right. Okay. He gets down from your saddle and starts running off in the direction.
Well, Jay's gonna be pissed.
You see that the wardens are watching him run off, and you see one of them is about to stop him, but one of the wardens says, "No, he can blow up." Blow up. You see that Scritch is running. They don't know where to, but they just see him running off, and the one warden stops him, and the other wardens say, "Your friend is taking off. Should you stop him?" As they look to you two.
He can handle himself.
Rast, do you wish to respond?
I'm just gonna look at Jack. Isn't he your responsibility?
I wish for your friend to listen a little better. The pixie kind of offers that through the hand.
I don't think that would ever work.
It was a bluff. The pixie just kind of laughs inside the metal hand.
I wish that were not a bluff.
Really, truly wish that was not a bluff, Pixie. Jack, do you want to follow Scritch, or do you want to yell for him to come back, or?
Yeah, I'll yell for him to come back.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh God, me.
Or actually, how do you get him to come back? Actually, because depending on it, could be a deception check.
He's gone.
Rask says that he'll give him food if he comes back.
I mean, my persuasion is better than my deception, so.
Rask, you can roll persuasion too, if you wish to try to get him back.
Yes.
Natural one. Well, luckily he listens to Jack, but Rask, you when you say that, you could tell that now. He says, "No, it's a trap. They're trying to trick Scritch. They're gonna trick Scritch and not give him food. No, and he's just gonna run towards the town."
What's that, Rask? You have food?
I do have food.
You guys can roll one more time to try to pretend to trick him.
Well, I mean, I'm not actually gonna trick him because I will actually give him food.
Okay, all right, then roll just a persuasion check this time.
16.
Both of you can.
I get a nat one again.
Oh my god. So Scritch almost certainly feels in his little goblin heart of hearts that you guys are going to trick him and not feed him. So he's just gonna listen to his heart and his gut mostly, and run into the village to where he think he can find food for himself, and hopefully find that girl, that little girl who has the wand on the first door on the right.
Last door on the right.
Or last door on the right. I'm sorry. Yes. So you see the little girl run off the little girl. You see Scritch run off towards the little girl, hoping he's going in the right direction in a sense. Not really sure what any of that stuff you even mean, what you said even means. And you see him just run off into the off down the road towards the village. Rubik and the others, you see that the head warden is now coming down, but we will actually end there for tonight. So thank you guys. Well done on tonight's session. I had a blast. I hope you guys did too. And thank you all for listening in. We will actually now take votes on MVP and second place for who you guys thought did the best role playing or best I guess the one who made you laugh the most, the one who did the best character impersonations or the best just even if you love dwarves, if you just love a dwarf or love a lizard folk for any reason, that's why I want to give them the vote. There it is.
You can love a human too.
Yeah, you can love yourself.
What?
Real quick, I'm gonna end my stream here. If anybody wants, I have the archive, at least for the Bone Collectors, at this point, fully set up on the YouTube channel. So if you ever want to go back, there are a few missing episodes, corrupted files, sorry. But I'm going to be posting these the day after or from now on, just so I don't get another giant backlog. So if you feel like you've missed anything or you want to go back past where the Twitch VODs are up, then I will have some videos for everybody to look at. But I will end my